there's Danny and this bitch. It's my platform, baby, come stream on Twitch. I like 'em crazy. Yeah, Danny fucking rich, girls don't be lazy. Put some energy in that clip. Go buy a hot tub, strip down, shawty lose the fit. And Danny's 60, but still wants some off that drip. Don't wear about safety, Twitch con, young, wild and free. These baddies chase me, but don't bring security. Twitch greedy, cause it's a 50-50 split. And I don't care that you get a 95 on kick. Don't be so needy. Yeah, it's a Gucci coming hit. If you're not happy, you can always leave it quick. Cause we got baddies, that's the most important bit. Come round and blow off. Yeah, right here it's live on Twitch. It's the softcore side. We got the girlies getting lit. Take all your clothes off, get down and flash your tits. Type shit, my life a movie. TwitchCon, what's off the grid? I'ma watch some streams now. Chill out, cool off a bit. See you in the next one. Gucci marks generated the shit.
System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weirdo woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot-bellied goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap, we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
X. Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
In a world where a checkered flag is just the start, meet Ryan Wheeler, the would-be champ who seems to have run his last lap. But when a mysterious figure offers Ryan a dark bargain, promising the throne of speed, he strikes a deal with the devil that will make him ride and die. From ball-busting YouTube sensation and Arca Menard's NASCAR breakout racer Cody Dennison comes his first kick-ass comic creation. This won't be your average ride. It's a tale drenched in bone-chilling horror, soaked in violence, and wrapped around the curves of both the track and the sexiest women that'll make you forget the road ahead. Experience the race of a lifetime, or the damnation of your very soul. Will Ryan outrun his demons, or will he burn in the fiery pits of hell? Don't miss out. Get Cody across the finish line. Back Ride and Die on Indiegogo.
I have read a lot of books, and I think I'm a smart man here. However, there is one book I'm really excited about. It's one coming out soon, and it will blow you all away. The book is called Ride and Die. It's about some race car driver and some big titty demons. My good friend Cody, aka Camelot 331, wrote it, and it is amazing. You should all go back, get on Indiegogo, just like I have. Get on.
Hey, you. You're finally woke.
Are you guys aware that we almost see no titties in movies anymore? And we only see titties? Has anybody noticed this? Yes, I love titties! Big old titties!
What's up, you big old bitches? How you guys doing on this strange ass Sunday, the Sunday before Christmas? Hope you guys are doing well. I decided to randomly go live on a Sunday because it's not a usual day to test out. I'm doing a lot of weird tests like with the algorithm to see if the notifications go out for streams or if like my current audience just joined because they know I go live. So it's kind of a test, and also because I'm wide awake, and I just got back from a Steel Panther show, and it was a fun-ass time. Had a lot of fun. There was a lot of titties. It was good. I enjoyed it. So welcome back to the boys, to this Sunday episode. Hope you guys are doing good. I didn't realize you were streaming, Nick. Yeah, that's the point. I'm seeing if if notifications even go out for my channel anymore. So what I'm doing is after this stream, I'm gonna look at the analytics like a day or two later and see the actual recommendations. Because I expect it'll be like less than like fucking 40, where it used to be like 40,000 like last year. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, and then I'm looking at shorts and seeing where they're at. It's like a weird, everything's a weird ass like test 100% of the time across the board. It's very strange. So at any rate, big shout out to all the boys that are hanging out. I hope you guys are doing good. Yes, I got my Steel Panther get up on.
He's wearing my wig.
Yes, it was her wig we found under the sink in the bathroom. So it all worked out. Big shout out to PS2 Chopper. I appreciate you for your 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, buddy. I love you. Always coming in strong for your boy. Thank you. And John Harris says, Merry Christmas. It's the week of Christmas. I appreciate you, man, for your Christmas love. Thank you so much. You are the GOAT. What's up, Strong Opinions? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you got a notification. And it was wild as hell. There was drunk people everywhere. The security officer looked pissed. He was looking for somebody. He was staring right at me, and I thought I was going to get arrested for no reason.
Some girl jumped on stage and flashed everyone in the crowd.
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
She had pierced nipples. She was like 60.
Yeah, that's the thing I love about a Steel Panther show is when the women they get on stage are usually just elderly, right? Elderly and obese, which is my favorite. I love it. I love it. So much fun.
Reagan, he's wearing a costume. He's cosplaying you. Yeah,
this is my Reagan costume. So, grandma, yeah. No, they just get random ladies from the actual crowd to go up there. It's not like it's not set. It's not like a set. It's just random ladies from the crowd go up there, and it's always like old ladies. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun though. They played some good tunes, and it's kind of like a comedy show too. So it was cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
They always hire like 2 strippers. Like they have 2 stripper poles on their stage. And one of the strippers was like drop dead gorgeous, really talented, was doing tricks on the pole. And then the other one was clearly an amateur. She was a little thicker. And she was very awkward and didn't know what she was doing. And I feel like they did that on purpose for funsies.
Yeah, when they called, okay, so this is something I didn't tell you, but when they called all the girls on stage, Michael Starr, the lead singer for Steel Panther, looked at me and pointed, and he was looking at me very sternly, and I'm like, what does this mean?
He thought you were a girl because you're a wig.
No, I think he was wanting me to tell you to get on stage because everybody else was a goblin.
Oh yeah.
It was literally 100% goblins. It was rough. And then there was the one crack lady.
Yeah, the crack lady.
Yeah, she was on crack as hell, man. On crack as hell. What's up, Breaking? Always wanted to go to the Steel Panther concert. Dude, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun. It was a very enjoyable.
Like they're comedians, right? So like their music is comedic, but when you go to their show, it's like a comedy show. Like they don't just like get up there and play their music and don't interact. Like they have like this, they have fun up there. They make off the cuff jokes and crowd work.
Yeah, and they're great musicians. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. That's but if they played just their joke music the whole time, it would probably be lame. So they have to have like strippers and audience involvement and engagement, and it's really good. So I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. I have a really funny story about the show. Rob says, "Did you give the stripper dollars, Jesse?" No.
I do enjoy a good strip club, but no.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. None of them deserved it. None of them deserved it. I actually don't know how that works with like taxes. Could you give a random stripper on a stage at a show, like a concert, money? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be wild. Thank you, Rob, for the gold boy. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Damage Case says, I saw them a month and a half ago. It was a good time. Still playing the Rocks. Yeah, they're great, man. They killed it. And it was a lot of fun. And then they just played random music. It was good. It was a lot of fun. No, I had a funny story. So I finally broke down, and I was like, I'm going to get a White Claw because I'm at a fucking concert. I'm going to get me a White Claw, and I'm going to have a good ass time. And I was like, it's finally going to happen. I've been on a diet for over 2 months. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I go get a claw, and some bill had came out, I guess, like today, and my card got declined. It's like fate. Fate didn't want me to break my diet at all. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not drinking. So I took it as a sign to not break my diet at all for any reason. So, yeah.
And I lost my wallet.
Yeah, so we got boofed.
So
we did not drink at all. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I was like, damn, that's lame. Yeah, Big Mike, it was rough. It was sad. It was a very sad time, man. It was.
It is an interesting experience going to a concert like sober, because it's one of those things that you usually tie very heavily to being at least a little tipsy. So it's awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to loosen up a little. I need to loosen up just a little bit because I'm very stiff. I'm awkward. I'm just kind of standing around. I need me just a one claw to get me going, and then it was like, nope.
It's like being in church when you don't believe in God. Like
Yeah.
you need the drink to believe in God at the concert.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just to loosen up and have a decent time, and
yeah.
kind of because otherwise I just kind of feel awkward. Like I'm trying to get into it, and I can't get into it, and then of course that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
But
But
what do I do with my hands? Because when you're drunk, you don't think about that.
yeah, dude, you don't. Yeah, you don't care. You just want to get really, really into it. You just want to get into it and have a good ass time, man. But at any rate, we're back now, and we're hanging out, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna react to some stuff and look at some stuff and talk about what's going on. I'm currently people are super pissed at me on Facebook because I use AI to do all my shorts and my reels. And there was this short where Cecil's talking about gun control, and he's like, take the 5 cities out of the U.S. with the highest gun crime, and as far as the numbers go, the U.S. has way less gun violence. And people are so pissed in the comments on Facebook and Instagram. They are fucking freaking out. Like the normal thing that people do.
What are they saying? Does anybody have like any kind of valid like argument against what he said?
It's the
what he said
same-
is just so sensical, right?
Well, it's the same shit. Whereas they're like, they use the gun rate rather than the actual numbers. So, for example, if someone is shot in, I don't know, let's say Winfield, Alabama, right? So Winfield, Alabama is really small.
Right.
If somebody is shot and killed in Winfield, Alabama, that would be 1 homicide a year. But their population's like 2,000.
And that's always extremely situational too.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, so their gun violence and their gun rate, like homicides, is really high. But so people will pull that up and be like, Winfield's actually more dangerous than downtown fucking Chicago, like West Chicago. And I'm like,
it's not about the populace, it's about the square feet.
Exactly.
Like your square miles. Like how likely are you to catch a stray bullet? Like that's the whole thing.
Exactly. So that happened, and people are bringing up it's people that are not in America. There's a few people that are not in America commenting, and they're doing the school shooting thing. They're like, you guys have like thousands of school shootings. Like every single school in your nation is getting school shootings. Like you have no room to talk. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. There was 12 school shootings last year in America.
Yeah.
12. And the only reason that it was, I think the number is like 600-700, is because they count gang violence within like a couple blocks of a school. So if like there's a random gang war like 4 blocks away from the school, then it counts as a school shooting. Therefore, it inflates the numbers.
Right.
But by the actual numbers, if you remove gang violence, Australia, for example, has a way higher school shooting rate. But no one gives a fuck. They just repeat whatever they saw on TV. So like they saw something on TV where they're, of course, in Australia and in the UK, 100% of their media is hyper liberal. It's not like America where you have 2 channels that are kind of like conservative, and then like the independent media that are like on YouTube or Rumble and stuff. It's all just hyper liberal in the UK. Because keep in mind, in the UK, if you say anything out of the way, you get arrested for it.
Right.
There is no free speech in the UK. So of course, like everything in the UK is inflated and insane. It's kind of like when my buddy was like, hey, I want to move to the South, but I'm scared of all the racists there. And I'm like, you come from a state that has 3,100 hate crimes a year. Alabama has 0 to 2 per year.
Right. Like
you don't know, you just read something online or you watch movies and you just assume that.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
It's like, okay, so like Red shot his wife who cheated on him, 3 years ago in BFE town in Alabama. And so like per capita, it looks like that's a really violent city. But tell me, would you rather live in that rural city or Chicago where there's like active gang violence all the time?
Exactly.
It's just because the populace is bigger doesn't mean it's safer.
Yeah, per capita works for a lot of things too, but square footage is important. And I've had this conversation with so many people that like live in New York, for example. Cecil understands it, but most people that live in New York that are liberal, they don't get it. I'm like, okay, look, your city is relatively the size of my city as far as square footage goes. It's very similar. There's like 1 to 2 murders a year in my city. There's thousands in your city. Do the math. And it's like, well, we have 8 million people in our city. I'm like, yes, but also it's the same square footage. Therefore, you are more likely to be killed in your city. Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, per capita means something when you're comparing like other statistics, not specifically, and they have to be similar. Like if you're comparing two cities, they have to have similar populations and similar demographics. Like if you have a city in Wisconsin that somehow has a similar population to a city in Illinois, you have to compare that. You can compare those things, those two things, and it makes a little bit more sense, right?
Also, like density. So when you're talking about gun violence, someone shoots a gun, and then like, what are the chances it hits somebody? Like if you're in a subway station in New York, it's probably going to hit a bystander more than it's going to hit its target. You know what I mean? And so you could be that bystander, you know, but you go to a bus station here in Alabama and there's like 3 people there, you know, like
Danny says, saw you post the next notification on YouTube, and I actually checked earlier to see if you're live again. Yeah, YouTube does not send out notifications for me much. Don't really know why. I think it's like getting to the point where I have to start a new channel or something, because everything's just a little too convoluted as far as the algorithm goes. I used to think it was like a super chat thing, but now I'm thinking it's more of it's just like life of channel thing. And, you know, for example, I like streamed on my other channel one time, like 2 months ago, and I had 250 people, and I was very confused as to why. But when I go live on this channel, like for example, I check analytics all the time, and the analytics will be, I'll put out a video, for example, on YouTube, and the analytics for my videos from 1 year ago would be like 60,000 to like 280,000 or 300,000 recommendations. Now it's like less than like 3,000. Yeah, it's pretty much gone. It's very interesting. So it's fine. You know, I enjoy streaming, you know, so it's not a big dealio. And plus, you know, it's the week of Christmas, and I'm like, I should stream more and build up revenue and try to have fun and talk to the chat and have a good time. So we'll see.
Fat lug in my lap.
He's fat as fuck.
Literally like curled around my arm.
Yeah, dude. Outpert post says I can't seem to translate views to subs on my channel. I wouldn't even worry about subs. YouTube has already. There was somebody that was working at YouTube or still works at YouTube that said recently that subs actually are not factored in anymore to anything. Right. So there can be a channel that has 1,000 subscribers and gets 1,000 like concurrent viewers on a stream. And there can be channels that have millions of subscribers and will get like 5 viewers on stream. It's not factored in at all anymore. So it doesn't really mean anything. What's up, T-Mac? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. I'm fairly convinced they suppress channels without running views. Maybe. I don't really know. I see a lot of them that, I mean, Cecil does really good, you know? So it's very, what's the puck of the pointing? Well, it's an archaic dead thing. There's a lot of things, like when you upload a video, there's like a lot of options that you can click and change on YouTube, but half of those don't do anything anymore. Like YouTube will tell you, if you talk to a partner manager, half the stuff, like there's one called tags. If you ever upload a video, there's like a text part below the description, like when you hit more options that says tags, that actually doesn't do anything anymore. Like Pete, you can fill it with stuff. It doesn't do anything. It's not considered anymore in the algorithm. There's a lot of like dead stuff on YouTube, and I don't know why they don't take the options off. I guess they just don't want to. I don't really know, you know. So it's very interesting. But hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. No, Chronic, I'm not doing anything in January. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the plaques of those buttons. Oh yeah, they don't mean anything anymore either. It's a completely different thing. YouTube's getting more. They're going to the Netflix game. So YouTube's becoming like a studio for like a Netflix style thing, like YouTube Studio. It's why tons of celebrities and comedians have started podcasts out of nowhere, and they just interview the same celebrities. Like they just recycle celebrities. Every single podcast recycles like big celebrities to bring on their podcast. So that YouTube is getting more into the entertainment game. They're not really interested in the creator game at all, and they haven't really been since I think August was the final time that they were like, all right, I'm done. So it's all good. Make sure you guys like the stream. Get the hell on it, diggity dog on it. Appreciate you guys. I wanted to go live specifically after Billy went to sleep, so he couldn't help with the naked snake goal. I wanted to see if it was possible to hit it without Billy, because it's been like 6 fucking months of Billy like carrying it, and I'm like, I want to see if it's possible without Billy. That's one thing. That's because YouTube's a bunch.
He's gonna wake up and see the streak dead, and he's gonna be so mad.
I won't care. It'll be fine. It'll be completely fine. It needs to die. It's one of the. It's like the dead YouTube thing I was talking about. It needs to be gone. Anyways, my channel got shadow banned harder than any creator at the moment. Shit, Carlos. Any creator at the moment, bro. I get shorts that get 20 views. Okay. All right. Now, granted, on Facebook they go insane. On Facebook, I get some that get like 10 to 20 to 100,000 to 1 million views on Facebook. My Facebook last month is closing in, or my Facebook for the last 2 weeks is closing in on 2 million views. Yeah, that's pretty wild. And YouTube, it's completely gone. It's the strangest thing. So it's weird. Yeah, for real, none your damn business. You ain't damn lying. You ain't damn lying. That's for damn sure. But at any rate, we're going to talk to the chat a little bit, see what everybody's Christmas plans are. My Christmas plans are to sit here and do this because I don't really have family. I talked to my dad yesterday, and he said he might do something the week after Christmas, and he might call me, but that probably means not. So I will be here the entire week hanging out with y'all. So hopefully you guys choose to hang out with me, and we'll have a good ass time discussing whatever pops up and whatever happens. Basically, everything's been about the Epstein list and how everybody is photoshopping pictures to claim it's the left or the right that are degenerates and corrupt for some reason, as if they believe that their favorite politicians are not the corrupt ones, which has always been very interesting to me.
No. For Christmas, we need a Christmas themed show where we do like funny videos of like people, Santa people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, crazy shit happening to them, or like Karens coming up to them. That'd be fun.
A Christmas Karen react show.
Yeah.
We have 200 people watching. Make sure you guys like the stream. I appreciate you guys. Carify says, hey, Cody, is this your girlfriend? Yes, PDH is my female slave. Run with Phantom says, hey, Cam, you should grow out some thigh ticklers. What the hell's a thigh tickler? Is that ball hair or something?
He's got plenty of that.
He's talking about a beard. I had a giant beard like 6 months ago. I shaved the hell out of it. I found a picture of myself in overalls.
It smelled like stale PB&Js.
Yeah, I had a picture of me with like a giant beard, and I had overalls on, and it was very hilarious. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Sean says, let's start the gravy train. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you, brother.
Benticle, yes, I'm his nanny because he's a child.
Thank you. Maybe not. With 10 gifted memberships, I appreciate you. Maybe not. It puts us at 21. Thank you. Maybe not. How you doing? Maybe not. I feel like you always come from the raid from Shizzy Wizzly. Thank you. Maybe not. That's a big ass drop by maybe not. Thank you, baby. Danny Delete says, take my $5 for being Americana. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm trying, man. I do love this country, but things feel very strange. I don't know if you guys have noticed it lately, but things feel very weird. Like it almost feels like we slipped into a different timeline where everything's different and everything's awkward and feels wrong. Does that make sense to anybody? I've been feeling that a lot lately, where everything feels kind of strange and wrong. And I feel like this every single day, and I can't explain it. Like there's something in the air, and it's really starting to spook me really good. I don't know if anybody else has been feeling that, but it's something I've been feeling a lot lately. It's been very interesting. So you guys can confirm or deny that. I don't really know what's going on.
You're going to get canceled. I don't know if I told you, but your bandana is actually a Harry Potter bandana.
Oh, shit. Not great. Now I'm a transphobe. I done goofed.
Cody's a turf.
I don't even like Harry Potter that much. I like the first couple because they're whimsical because of Chris Columbus. But the other,
like all the books are great.
Yeah, I don't read. I can't read. No, there's no way.
I do really wish that the first two movies were more similar to the rest of them, because they did not capture the feel.
No, they get really not whimsical. There's like another one where it does. Maybe it's Goblet, where it's it's kind of like that.
Yeah, Goblet of Fire is a little bit more whimsy.
Yeah, and then like I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 has a little bit of that, just a little bit. But it's like more dark and spooky, and then it's done. Prisoner of Azkaban's pretty good too.
Yeah, Purple of Cassius. He mentioned the man who wrote a book can't read. I mean, like, yeah, but you haven't received it yet, so
yeah, that's a good point.
All the words are misspelled.
That's for sure.
He asked me to edit it, and I told him I did, but then I didn't.
Runs with Phantom says mutton chops. Apparently, furry snack, mutton chops. Ooh, I don't know about that. I could grow some, but I don't know, man. I really like a clean shaven face. I really prefer that over anything else. Thank you, Runs of Phantoms. Appreciate you. I don't know, man. I have friends that have giant beards, and I have friends that have long hair, and not shitting on them in any way, shape, or form, but I cannot do it. I can't do long hair. I can't do a giant beard. I just like being clean shaved and like put together. I don't know why.
To be fair, like when you tried to grow out your hair, you got to the awkward phase and then didn't keep going.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm just not a fan. Big drop from Mr. Rob says you look like one of your Oblivion characters. But yeah, dude. I played Oblivion the other night. I launched up one of my characters were called Paris Hilton. And I don't know why I named it that. And I ran around and I did like one quest and then I died and I turned it off. And I went back to playing Halo 2's campaign. I've never played the Halo 2 campaign, the remastered. I think they call it the Anniversary Edition. It's fucking wicked. It looks great. And they redid all the cutscenes. It's really nice. So thank you, Mr. Rob. I appreciate you for being the top dog today with $30. Thank you, baby. Love you. Love you, Rob. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Do you like the garden? What the fuck? Garden?
I grow medicinal herbs like valerian root and mugwort.
Mugwort. That just sounds like Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah. I dry them and have them in cute little apothecary jars.
Interesting.
And I make tinctures.
I don't know about all that.
I made a tincture with valerian root and mugwort, and I just did it because mugwort is like a painkiller and valerian root is a sleep aid. I didn't know that mugwort can give you like really lucid dreams if you take it right before you go to sleep. So like the combination of valerian root and mugwort will give you like this crazy psychedelic sleep effect.
I don't want to dream lucidly. I don't really want to dream at all. I'm already tired enough, like in real life. I'm not trying to dream and do things in my dreams as well. I'm like, fuck, I'm too tired already. Like, I just want to like die when I'm sleeping. Just die. Please don't wake up. That's my goal. And then I do, and I'm like, fuck. I sigh every time. I'm like, fuck, I woke up.
Yeah, I walk in there at like 4 p.m. and I'm like, are you alive? And he's just like,
here we go again. Another day of suffering. Raken Knight with a $20 super chat says, hope everyone has a great Christmas. Thank you, Raken. I hope you do too, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you coming in, giving the orange boy party for your boy. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Christmas movies, I think. Whenever I'm not streaming, I'm just gonna watch Christmas movies because that's the only thing I can do to really make the Christmas spirit kind of happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I haven't celebrated Christmas in years, not in any meaningful way. When I was growing up, man, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, I went to my grandma's house, and then my other grandmas came, and all my uncles and aunts and cousins. There was like 100 people there. We'd all play and have a good time. Then there was a giant like present opening thing, and then there was food for days, and there was a fire, and we were there all night. And, it was awesome. And now, like, I just sit at home. That's what I've been doing for years now.
my family's still like that. My grandmother was a hoarder, so they started this tradition where we would have white Christmas or we'd play White Santa or Dirty Santa at her house, and my aunt would just go around her house and wrap random shit to get rid of it and get it out of the house. And so like you got what you got. And last year or the year before, I got a shower head, a used shower head.
That's interesting. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I should do that. There's a lot of shit I need to get out there, man. You know,
it was funny.
Yeah, dude. Get the hell on it, diggity doggone. Dude Chronic says Game of Thrones was supposed to end. Jon kills Dany, Aerys takes her face, and Bran wargs the Drago to pull it off. What the hell, Duke, are you talking about? Game of Thrones sucked. There's nothing that broke my heart harder than watching the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, because I was unfortunately one of the ones that followed it for years, which is why I will no longer commit myself to a long-term TV show that has more than 3 seasons. Never going to do that again, because I'm not going to spend 15 years of my life waiting for it to come out and then it starts sucking. Not happening.
Yeah, so I went to watch the last episode, and to be fair, the storyline would have made sense if they had slowed it down a bit and shown the characters progressing through their arcs. But I was watching the last episode, and it meant so much to me because I had been watching it since 2012, and a guy I was dating at the time watched only the last episode, had not seen any of the show at all, but watched the last episode without me. And the whole time I was watching it, he was like joking and like ruining it for me and telling me what was going to happen because he thought it was so funny. I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, well, I guess doesn't make the ending any better or any worse. Like there was no helping that. It was very sad.
Yeah. If you just pretend that it happened over the course of like 10 years, it makes more sense, but
yeah, I would just stop at season 4. But the sucky thing is when you watch it up to season 4, you're like, fuck, I want to watch the Battle of the Bastards, and and then but last time I watched Game of Thrones, I think I stopped at season 6 or 5 or 6. So it all worked out. Danny Vox says, Cody, you look like an 80s rock star that just got out of rehab. Kind of a vibe, honestly. Thank you, Danny Vox. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a very last minute thing. I decided to go see Steel Panther probably 2 hours before the show. And I was like, do you have a wig? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, here we go. So I just put this on and went down there. I got a lot of compliments on my hair. It was nice. I was very happy. A lot of people were wearing wigs because it's that kind of, that's the kind of the vibe. And mine looked the best.
Yeah, because that's like a $75 wig, and everybody else had like spirit Halloween wigs.
Danny Delete says, I stopped at the incest people tossing the kid out of the tower too much like real life. That was the first episode.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I really enjoyed Cersei and Jaime's storyline. It was really fucked up, but I loved it.
Yeah, and then it just sucks after that.
Yeah.
It's great until the end, and then they just Cersei is the most evil woman in the world, and you want a really big payoff on how she goes out, and then she just goes out in the dragon dungeon place,
but without all her kids, and knowing that her unborn child was going to die with her, and that's all she ever cared about was her children. So it kind of was messed up. I just hate that she had Jaime there with her.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the end of the show for me is when Tommen jumps out of the window. Once that's over, then there's nothing else interesting after that point.
I really wanted Cersei to have like a better character arc. Like I wanted her to be a good person, like watching the first season, because like she kind of got dealt a shit hand in a lot of ways, being a female in that it's not really a time period in that world. And of course she was bitter. I really wanted it to make her good, not evil. And also I don't know what's wrong with me, but I really wanted her to become a good person because I kind of shipped her and her brother, her twin brother.
Course.
I know that's fucked up.
Well, that's what you do, right? You ship them. No, but the first 4 seasons legitimately are excellent, and it just goes off the rails after that. And I do like the stuff with Reek. I thought that was fun, but other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, the stuff with Reek was crazy. I can't even. That's nuts. That really tested the limit of trying to portray what it would be like to be a human that has experienced every level of possible torture you could experience.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw this. So I saw this earlier and I wanted to pull it up. So, man, I kind of feel bad for Mark Hamill. I don't like Mark Hamill. I think most people don't really care for Mark Hamill, right? But that being said, Mark Hamill's done a lot of great stuff. He's done a lot of great characters. He still has the best Joker by far, in my opinion. And he went off the deep end. He suffered from the same thing Rob Reiner suffered from, which was this weird obsession with Trump. Never understood why celebrities become obsessed with Trump. I don't know what they're going to do after Trump's out of office. They're going to lose all purpose. But Mark Hamill went out, to Hollywood Boulevard or whatever, and stood on his Mark Hamill's star, his star of fame, that he got. And he stood there hoping people would notice him. I guess he was really hungry for some, affirmation, and no one knew who he was.
Oh no.
Yep.
The star.
They're like, what?
Well, have a good day anyway. You will? Oh, thanks. Oh, wait a minute. You have to wind it.
Yeah, but he's getting people to take his picture and seeing if they'll notice that he's actually the guy standing on the star, and no one noticed.
Oh no.
Yep.
I know.
Why would you do that? Isn't it kind of a blessing to be famous and not be recognized though?
You would think so.
That's what I would hope for.
I know. It's really sad. He was in Corvette Summer. Yeah. Oh,
people think he's dead.
I heard about that. I never saw it. Yeah, he's also in the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, which opens up the Friday before Christmas. I'm going to see it in 3D. How old was he? 74. But actors lie about
They're looking at pictures of him on
God.
Google, and they don't even notice it's him.
It says that he died.
No, it doesn't say that he died.
I know, but they're saying that.
Yeah, maybe he didn't die. Yeah, exactly. Check TMZ. Yeah. Check TMZ. That's horrible advice.
His demeanor's quickly lowering.
He's deflating.
Dad, I told you, don't follow me to work. Good grief. What does it take to get recognized?
Even Darth Vader, the guy in the Darth Vader cosplay, doesn't even know who he
Around
is.
here.
Oh my
Well, maybe
God.
this will work.
This is depressing. This is hurting my feelings.
Nobody cares.
Wow, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not. I look like him, but it's not me.
I'm on the phone with my
Oh,
girl.
It's
you
not
are?
me.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, this guy says hi. He looks like Mark Hamill.
Hi.
Are you really not Mark Hamill?
I'm really not.
Okay, I would have believed you if you said that you were.
Really?
I don't even really know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, why
I don't
doesn't he
know who
give it
is
to her?
either. I
She's
heard
like
he was in a bunch of space
young,
movies.
and that makes him even more relevant that a young person recognizes
Well,
him.
she said I don't even know who he is, to be honest. So she's trying to lean. She's getting in there with him.
Oh, okay.
Poor Mark Hamill, man. What a sad time to be alive. Carify says, so what's her name? Her name's PDH. She's very pretty, Cody. Also, I don't know what Sean means when he says it's his fault because he will watch something. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate you for your gold, boy. Oh, it's a Canadian gold, boy. It means it's only like $8. Fuck. Damn. Oh, no, she paid it off. Look, $2. There you go. Sorry about your mom, Carrie. Didn't mention that. Oops. Thank you. Appreciate you, Carrie. Appreciate you. Love you. Get the hell on it, doggone it, when you go, boy. Danny says, this is almost the saddest Nickelodeon kid recently found out. Oh, my God. Yeah, we got to pull that up. Do you ever see Ned's Declassified?
Yes.
The Nickelodeon show?
Yeah.
So one of the kids that's one of the main characters in the show is like living on the streets and like on drugs and looks unfucking believable.
Oh no.
Hypnotic, what's up, brother? Says this reminds me of Neil Druckmann going on the Hollywood red carpet expecting everyone to take pictures of him, and no one did, so he forced a smile and pretended people were snapping photos. Yeah, Hypnotic. It's sad. It's
Did
sad.
he get Dan Schneidered?
You know what's the thing? It's these people are on Twitter and TikTok and whatnot, and they're like, damn, I'm so famous. And they go out in public and they're like, why is no one noticing me? It's like, because you're not fucking Chris Hemsworth. You know? You're a person that got fake affirmation for destroying a video game franchise.
That, and I feel like it's kind of hard to recognize people in real life that you're used to seeing on TV. Like, you don't just automatically, like, if we walk by a Taylor Swift in the airport and she was just by herself and didn't have a whole team around her, I'd probably be like, that person looks familiar. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Michael OP says SpongeBob failed at the box office this weekend. That's not surprising. SpongeBob, I haven't watched anything SpongeBob's since the season 1, 2, and 3. There's nothing else that I cared about after that. Because that's when Hillenberger left, that's for season 3. And then he came back for 8, 9, I believe. But season 1, 2, and 3 of SpongeBob is the only shit I ever watched. You noticed, I don't know if you guys know this, but every meme that you ever see online or every GIF image you ever see is from the first 3 seasons because they were excellent. And then it became a strange show. It's like not funny anymore.
it became
awkward.
weird, uncanny valley. Like, we need to teach kids to be good.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah.
But the first 3 years that dude was there, Hillenberg, the first 3 years, he pretty much, it was so good that it was able to continue on the air for like another 20, just because of what he did. He said he had a nervous breakdown and had to quit the show because he was in Japan and there was a gumball machine with SpongeBob figures in it. And he had like a nervous breakdown.
What?
Because it was so much bigger than he realized.
Yeah.
So he quit the show. And I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it's a lot of pressure, you know? You're like making arguably the biggest cartoon in the world right now. And you're like having to navigate that while putting out stuff. It probably just puts the pressure on so much more, you know?
I feel like I'm a little like immune to pressures like that because I'd be like, well, I can only do what I can do. And I've made this huge big thing. So you're going to have to like wait on me to figure things out and make episodes or I'm just not going to do it. So,
yep.
You know,
Joe Cashnaw says, but MAGA makes its own celebrities all with their 15 minutes of fame. Bro, we're not even talking about politics right now. You're just jumping in with it. Are you Sean? Are you the new Sean tonight? We're talking about Mark Hamill. It's like, but fucking MAGA, bro. It's like, hold on. What's up, Adam Werther on Facebook? How you Adam Werther is the first Facebook comment on a live stream ever. This is the first one I've ever got. A chat from Facebook. I can't believe it. How you doing, buddy? Thank you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Is my crown being challenged? Nah, bro, you're all good. You're all good. Don't worry, you ain't going to be getting no crowns. Not when I'm playing with you. That's for damn sure. But no, well, poor Mark Hamill, man. It's sad to see some of these celebrities go in this direction, where they just become obsessed with politics. And it's like, what was that girl's name? It's not Jennifer Lawrence. No, it was Jennifer Lawrence. Recently, they tried to get a soundbite from her. They were like, trying to talk to her about politics, and she was like, "No one cares about what a celebrity thinks."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I've already said too much in the past and divided my fan base, and that was dumb." She's like, "No one cares what I think." Billy Bob Thornton said that the same thing on Joe Rogan. He was like, "No one gives a fuck about politics. That it's like we are celebrities, we are court jesters, we are not politicians. It's like people need to shut the fuck up. Celebrities need to stop talking about their politics." And I completely agree, right? No one cares about what all these millionaire celebrities that go to like these over the top parties and get everything for free and get pampered, what they think about rural America and people in poverty. No one cares
because they don't have perspective.
Exactly.
Right? There's probably some celebrities I'd be like curious to know what they thought about certain things, but also it's because I'm imagining them as like the characters that they've played.
Yep.
So like Billy Bob Thornton and Landman, like, you know, you think he is that person, but you know, he's playing a character.
But he kind of does act like that in real life. On the Joe Rogan podcast, he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Adam says you got to keep politics out of your celebrity status. 100%, man. 100%. A lot of them do it because they're trying to get work. So if you have like B and C tier celebrities, they'll talk about activism to try to get more work from their marketing companies. Like if you ever see those videos where like celebrities, like 10 celebrities will do a video where they're either singing Imagine or something like that. It's always C tier celebrities, always. The reason is because they're trying to get work. You never see fucking Tom Cruise out there being like, like he's not going to do that because he's Tom Cruise. He doesn't have to.
Turn the space heater on.
Oh, is it cold? I can't. I have my boots on. I didn't change. I just started the stream. Hell yeah, Adam Warthrough. It was a good time, man. I enjoyed it. I hear Landman's doing really well. Hey, Landman is fantastic. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It's just a really wholesome show that just is. I don't know what it is. It's cozy. It's just really cozy. And like every scene transition, it plays like a nice little acoustic guitar. It's just really nice.
And it stayed very consistent the past, like last season and this season. There's only 2, right?
Yeah.
It's been very consistent where like you don't watch an episode where like nothing really happens.
Yeah. 100%. Billy Bob Thornton's a centrist. He's definitely not a conservative. Well, I mean, I don't care what Billy Bob Thornton is. You know, the good thing about Billy Bob Thornton is he's not shoving anything down your throat. Billy Bob Thornton's not getting on stage to accept an award and then talk about climate change.
Yeah.
Which he's actively doing more damage to, right? So like people like not Paris Hilton, but people like Taylor Swift or somebody like that will get up and talk about climate change, and then they'll take 6,000 private jet flights per year doing more damage to either the ozone or doing more damage to climate change, probably 100 million times over than the average person per year, right? But she's allowed to. Why? Because she's special and she's important and you're not. She's everything and you're nothing. And you need to remember that and recognize it. That's the whole point. Celebrities think they can do those things. It's why celebrities take private jets everywhere and then scream about climate change. It's because none of it means anything to them. They want you to follow the rules. They want you to get rid of everything. They want you to get behind the line, not them.
Which is ironic because celebrities are in a very unique position. Unlike, you know, people that are like CEOs or rich by other means, celebrities are especially in a unique position where they don't have stockholders. You know, they are just purely in charge of their income. They could definitely donate towards any causes that they want to donate towards, right? Like they could, you know, if they're worth millions, they could offload half of those, you know, and it wouldn't be any detriment to their business, right? Because they're not running a business. They're just starring in films and making money. So like, you know, like part of what, you know, Billie Eilish was saying, like she knew people that had more money than her. Like you want them to like liquidate half their assets and delete like thousands of jobs in order to satisfy you and donate that money. And it's going to be obviously utilized in the worst possible way because that's how all charities do.
Yeah. That's how it is. Michael OPT says, but even Republicans do this. Did you see Nicki Minaj today? No, I don't really follow politics as close to everybody else because I'm not passionate about it. But yeah, they shouldn't. I saw something about Nicki Minaj like a week ago talking about something on Twitter, and I think she's trolling, and she's trolling to get invited or to get affirmation from conservatives, and then she's going to come out in like a month or 2 or 6 months and be like, LOL, this was all a troll. You guys are stupid. Conservatives are easily brainwashed. That's what I kind of feel like what's going to happen with that, because that's a very weird, unexpected one. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know anything about Nicki Minaj.
I mean, based on her background, I feel like it kind of makes sense that she would be conservative a little bit. Like, she got
what's
a pass.
what's her background?
Well, hold on.
I don't know nothing. All I know is a wet ass pussy. That's the Nicki Minaj song, right?
Challenging childhood in Trinidad and Queens, New York. Abusive, drug addicted father.
That sounds normal.
I mean, I guess. Her story also includes overcoming poverty, experiencing domestic abuse, early career struggles, high profile feuds, and becoming a global icon. Also, while navigating a complex personal life. I thought, wasn't she also a hold on.
I don't know. Jean de Bellet. I said that wrong. Sorry. How would it benefit her to do this and turn to Dems would never accept her again? Oh, yeah, they totally would. If she came out and said it was a troll and she was proving how easily brainwashable conservatives was, they would welcome her back with open arms for sure. Dude, people think in black and white, okay? There's a reason, and this goes both ways, obviously. People didn't like Nicki Minaj at all like a year ago. Like, not conservatives anyway. Now conservatives are eating it up. They're eating it up, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, big W. And it's because people think in black and white. It's a W. It's a W. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be very interesting. Ben Togel says, I don't know, the ones are brainwashed on the left. I think there's a portion of conservatives and a portion of liberals that are brainwashed. Like I said, it's a big football game. Everybody's looking for the dub, right? There are people that will vote conservative no matter what. It does not matter who is running. They will vote. And the same people exist on the liberal side as well. They will vote. Kamala Harris got like, 70-something million votes? And she was basically like a warm body, right? If that goes to show anything. They get Adam Worth. Appreciate you, buddy. So, hey, but there's also probably a good 25-30% of people that are open to hearing things and researching for themselves. And that's who, I guess, kind of decide the elections, I think, most every time, because there's people that are always going to vote one way. It does not matter what's happening in the world. Like I said, for example, Trump, for some odd reason, could follow through and work towards abolishing the IRS and get it done like in 2 or 3 years. And he J.D. Vance, if he ran in 2028, he still likely could lose. The left could run on reinstating the IRS. And the left, there were still 35% of people that would vote for them. They do not give a fuck. They do not care. And that abolishing the IRS is going to help 75% of Americans at day one, like just basically save their ass. And but that's how it is, man. That's it. People will vote for whatever. They don't really give a fuck. And that's how it is, man. That's how it is. Rye says, I've gotten to the point where I think it's a battle between two cults and I'm just stuck in the middle trying to not feel hopeless. Yeah, dude. That's kind of what I'm talking about is I think the world feels really strange right now. Streaming feels strange. Content creation feels strange. The air outside feels strange. When I'm at the gym, everything feels a little weird. When I talk to people online, everything feels strange. Do you notice? Are you feeling this, or am I crazy?
Yeah, I feel like part of it is becoming an adult, but also part of it
becoming an adult. We're old. What are you talking about?
Well, I know, but I feel like adulthood is your early 30s, in my opinion, is when you really hit adulthood. But it just feels like online and social media and everything else is like impacting daily life so hard that like the nominal plot, the human existence plot of like your daily life is just like pushed to the back burner. And I don't know, it just feels like nothing is real anymore.
Yep. It is very strange. Everything feels very weird. Granola says, I feel the same way. Well, good. I'm glad somebody's in there with me fighting the good fight. Long last name, big shout out with a orange boy. It says rage quit. It's a little cute little guy where you don't see it, but I see it. It's like a little, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a PSP beating the ground. The super sticker. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. Long last name. getting us 1/5 of the way to the snake, 1/10 of the way to the bikini. Appreciate you, man. I love you. Thank you. Get the hell on it, doggone it. My boy's coming in strong. Thank you, long last name. Hope you're having a good ass night. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas, man. I try to spend my Christmases streaming because, again, everything feels weird. And maybe that's what it is. I feel detached from like normalcy. Like I don't celebrate holidays anymore. My family doesn't celebrate holidays. So obviously I don't either. And yeah.
I feel like if you don't mark the time with seasons and holidays, time does become a little mushy.
Yeah. I mean, I celebrate Halloween as hard as I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to like 10 haunted houses.
Yeah.
We went to a lot of them, man. So yeah, I mean, I do that. What's up, Fidelio? How you doing, brother? It hasn't been the same since Derek went on a smoke break. Oh, well, fucking Sean goes on a piss break every 8 minutes too. So he goes on a piss break and then he types in the chat for some reason as he talks.
No, we're like playing Jackbox in between like every round. They want to like, oh, I'm gonna go take a smoke, and I'm like, oh my god, please just sit down. Can we please just play another round?
Yeah, to get a vape, you goobers.
Yeah.
Tug Simp says it could be worse. You could live in the UK. Yeah, thank God for that, right? Oh God, that would be terrible.
And there's so many people in the US that are like, I would love to live in Ireland. I would love to live in the UK. Like, and I'm just, they don't even know. They don't know. They have no good perspective.
Well, it's those people that think every single place on earth is like where they grew up in rural Kansas. It's like those girls that will be like, I am so morally correct and I am of high mind. I'm going to go to North Africa to prove that like we aren't so different and it's actually a very nice, beautiful place. And then they get beheaded as soon as they step off the train or the flight. And I'm like, oh, shocking. It's like not everywhere is like your place. Not every culture is the same. There's some places that are dog eat dog. And if you kill or be killed, there's actual places like that. There's a reason why there's character arcs and stories and books about dog eat dog and like kill or be killed. It's because it's an actual thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I grew up in a nice little neighborhood and a nice little area with no crime. That's probably just like North Africa.
That's like when I was in high school. There was this this group of wannabe rappers, you know, in high school, and they called themselves the Belle Meade Gangsters because there was this street called Belle Meade, and it was very rural, very normal, not a gang neighborhood at all.
Yeah.
But they acted like it was. They acted like they were like in extreme poverty and living in the ghetto.
Oh, dude, I knew a guy when I was younger. He was the most, and I don't mean it in like a negative way, but he carried himself in like a really, really like kind of ghetto way.
Yeah.
Like a very like come from the streets, poverty, like ghetto dude.
Like I've seen things.
Yeah, that's been through the shit. And I found out later that his family, like his parents were like multimillionaires and he lived in like a mansion. And I was like, whoa, this whole time you were like a super rich kid? I thought you were like from the trailer park like me, man. What happened? I was like, no, he's super rich this whole time. I couldn't believe it. Mike Milekek, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Coming in with a $20. Says both parties are trash. Trump rocked the boat. We need more of that. Keep up the great work. My family does celebrate holidays. We have dinner with everyone on the 23rd. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad they still do that, man. Yeah, when I had an aunt and she died when I was 12 or 13, and she was like the big aunt. You know, she was the aunt that was like, that would plan everything and stuff. And she was the glue that connected because she was the like mom of all the third cousins that were like older than me that also had kids when I was like a teenager. So she was keeping them all coming to Christmas and Thanksgiving. And when she died, that entire 25 people of that family never came to a thing again. And then of course, both my grandmothers died when I was 27. And when they died, it was over. Because my grandma would still come to my dad's grandma's Thanksgiving. So we would have like, 25 people, and we still did a thing or a Christmas. And when they both died, it was gone. I think it's been years since I went to a Thanksgiving or something. Thank you, Milacek. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for coming in strong for that Orange Boy and getting us ever so much closer to that streak. I intentionally went live extremely late to test viewership and see if we could beat the Naked Snake goal without Billy Hatcher. Because Billy Hatcher is always carrying. He's the main simp. What do they call it? The whale. So it's a test. It's a test. Bikini gold not happening, but you never know. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Tug Sim says, I love being British. I love my country. And luckily, it's still lovely where I live. But this government needs to go. Yeah. Actually, you bring up a great point because I have a video pulled up from the UK that we're going to watch right now. And this is happening in the UK. And this guy has a sign on his front lawn saying, you know, you shouldn't support terrorists. And the cops are coming to give him a talking to about it.
The reason we've been called here is I believe an interaction occurred with council this morning in relation to your sign.
Yep.
Right? We've been notified about the sign. Whilst it's not offensive, in this current climate, there are concerns in relation to it being present on the main road that could incite further issues. All right?
In what respect, then, hang on, just I want to ask you a question. Can we go and have a look at the sign? Let's go and have a look at
It sounds like it's in Australia.
Yeah.
the sign. And then you explain to me what you think is inciting about my sign.
We are sick of terrorists and those who support it. Is what
What part of my sign do you think? Which word on there?
As I said,
Yep.
it's not offensive.
Yep.
The issue is we're concerned
Yep.
in the current climate
Yep.
that will give people an opportunity to damage, destroy property. You've listed your address on there.
Yep. And then do you know what it says on there? What does it say on there on my address? It says here, come and have a what? A conversation. Okay.
Unfortunately,
In this current climate, you cannot have things that might make people angry that disagree with you to come kill you. It's like, oh, well, I'm a free person. And if somebody wants to come attack me for this, they're more than welcome to do so, right?
Right.
Yeah, but they don't care. Danny says, last time for tonight, grandmothers really do hold all big families together, in my opinion. Yes, sir. They really do. They really, really do, man. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you.
I mean, really, I feel like they were trying to protect him there by trying to get him to take it down because they were worried something would happen to him.
That's what they're saying. What they're probably doing is what he's talking about is he's talking about radical Islam.
Right. Yes, obviously that's implied, but
and you're not allowed to be disparaging against Islam in the UK or Australia.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe? No, you're not allowed
I mean, I feel like if you put that sign out there in the current climate, what's less likely to happen is that it's going to incite people to attack, you know, the Muslim populations in the UK or, you know, the other refugees in the UK. And it's more likely going to target him. I mean, like she said, his address is on there. And I mean, who's more violent?
Yeah, Michael Abadi says the U.S. wouldn't allow that. I'm assuming you don't live in the U.S., right? I have seen people walking around with signs that have the N-word on it. What do you?
I've never seen that, but
I have seen that before. When I grew up in fucking next to Ball Play, Alabama.
I mean, yeah, there was a sign in Coleman, Alabama until the late 90s that said, don't let the sun go down.
This back in the Sundown Town days.
Yeah. And that was there until like the freaking late 90s. Now people like generally considered it a joke. It wasn't serious later on. I think they kept it there because it became funny. But, you know, I don't know. Like, yeah, you can say a lot and you could definitely have a sign like that up in your front yard as long as it wasn't I don't think you could put the N-word on a sign in your front yard. And why would you want to do that? I mean, that's just you're gonna get
no, like, okay, realistically speaking, you wouldn't do that.
Right.
But no, you could totally have a sign on my front of my house that says I do not support terrorism. I could totally have that.
Yes, no, absolutely. Yeah. Or like, you know, you could support Trump's decision to, you know, employ ICE. Like you could do that.
That's funny. Michael says, no, I mean demanding to take it down. Yeah, you're 100% right. That's the First Amendment protects that kind of thing in America. Now, unfortunately, there are some stipulations to the First Amendment, and it's case-by-case basis. So there was this guy that was stabbed recently or shot. I don't remember. Yeah, he was shot. And he was stabbed first, I think. I can't remember. This was like a few days ago. So this guy got stabbed by like a black guy, and he called him the N-word after he got stabbed, and the black guy shot him. I think that's the story. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. And the black dude got off because the guy called him the N-word.
Okay.
So there is some stipulations to the First Amendment a little bit. There.
Right. Like, so to me, I'm like, nothing someone can say to you, like just say to you is grounds to be murdered. Like literally, like historically and in precedence, the only way you get away with self-defense is if you were fearing for your life. So I don't understand how that legally works.
If there's any way you can get off because somebody called you a name and you're allowed to kill them, then that needs to be across the board. It needs to be in every situation. It can't just be one situation. If somebody calls me something and I don't like it, I should be allowed to kill them. If that's how we're going to do things.
I mean, the connotations of the N-word are pretty serious, but
sure,
like, it's especially in this day and age, it's like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, it's the First Amendment. I mean, if we're going to break it, let's break it. And if we're not, we don't. Right?
Yeah, no.
Billy, I tried to go live while he was asleep to see if we could hit Naked Snake, and he woke up. He says, random Sunday night stream. Also, Australia and UK are pretty fucked up. No freedom at all.
He had a spidey sense that
he felt it. He could feel it in his little Billy bones.
Billy bones.
In his Billy bones that we were live right now. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you're doing well. It's the first Pink Boy of the night. Getting us, we're about halfway to Naked Snake, shockingly enough. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. On the random Sunday night stream, we're not going to be going very long, though, because we're at a concert all day, and I'm worn the hell out.
Yeah, Loki is very upset and wants us to go downstairs.
Yeah, he's not happy. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother, for your big old juicy Pink Boy. Pit Bucks says, I have many Muslim friends in Florida, but they respect customs. They go to the bar with me. That's something different. Yeah, no, I actually, I know this is weird, but I have a friend who's Islamic.
Yeah.
And she's the sweetest girl in the world, and she's super nice, and she would never do anything out of the way. But, and I say but, if you happen to ask her, should you be killed for leaving Islam? And keep in mind, she's like 4'10", 80-pound girl that's super sweet. I've known her my whole life. I've known her since she was 16. She's like 30 something now. And she's super sweet. But if you asked her, what should happen if you leave Islam? She'll say, well, you should be put to death, because that's what she believes. And there are a lot of people in all these countries that happen to be Islamic, and they do believe that Sharia law should be the law of the land.
So I feel like I've definitely talked with her about it too. And so like she says that is what it says in the Quran.
Yeah.
And her interpretation of that is a little bit different, right? And so that's like part of it, right? So like you have some people that hear that and they think, you know, well, yes, because your life without Islam is
death,
sad,
yeah,
and it is death. It is metaphorically death.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that. Yeah.
There's other people that take it literally because it is written literally. So, you know,
well, I mean, I would probably do that. Let's be completely fair. If somebody asked me that question and I was Islamic, that's probably what I would say. Oh, we mean death metaphorically, like you die a religious death. You're going to hell. That's what I would definitely say. You know, I wouldn't mean it literally, because you're not going to be taken seriously if that's the case, right? Not in like modern day, you know. But at any rate,
I think it's like any religion where there's modern and peaceful like sects, just like there is in Christianity. Like there's extremism in Christianity too. It's just that in Christianity, at least in the Bible, in the New Testament, it rolls back quite a bit. And it kind of sends you off a less aggressive path. Whereas there isn't really anything like that for Islam. And so,
well, I would say, you know, a lot of religions, not all religions, but a lot of religions, Christianity is similar in that way, where they do have some passages that can be taken certain ways, for sure. The only difference between that and any other religion is, I'm sure everybody else has noticed, that you can openly criticize Christianity. You can make fun of it. You can make entire movies. Seth Rogen's done it about how stupid Christianity is and how cringe everybody is. You can do that all you want, and it's very socially acceptable. But like I said, you can't criticize Islam in the UK. You can't criticize Islam in, you know, Australia. You definitely can't criticize Islam in the Middle East. And even going a step further, it's actually not socially acceptable in America to criticize Islam. It's so much so that somehow liberals in America, like 25-year-old college white girls, defend like to the tooth and nail Islam, even though they wouldn't be allowed to exist within Islam.
Right.
It's the weirdest thing in the world when you see people that actively, like, they don't support you in you know, in their own religion, like you're not allowed to wear this, you're not allowed to wear that. And specifically, if your orientation is a different way, like you're definitely not allowed to do that. And those same people support and defend Islam in the US, which is kind of strange. I don't know how that happened. But.
Chai T said, I have no tolerance for any religion that permits the victimization of children. Islam does. So that is something to consider with Christianity as well. I mean, there's plenty of times in Christianity where children were the sacrifice or the punishment for the masses, their deaths.
Well, I feel like Job. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I was talking about where every firstborn son was.
Well, that's all Old Testament, right?
Right. Yeah. Most of that's all Old Testament.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the fact that the New Testament overwrites the stuff in the Old Testament is sort of a philosophy. It is not strictly written.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all I'm saying is it's all old religions have their issues.
They have their quirks. I mean, like,
yeah.
Christianity.
It's about the group of people that are upstanding the religion.
And you can't do presentism in religion either. Like a lot of people like to apply their morals of today on religion, and that's kind of hard. Like, there's rules and parameters in Christianity around slavery, like how you're supposed to treat slaves, how you're supposed to own slaves, stuff like that, how they're supposed to be bought and paid for. And people, a lot of people will use that against Christianity as a way to like disparage it. And I'm like, yeah, but you're doing presentism. You're applying your current morals to writings that were written when these things were prevalent and happening, and they probably couldn't really put a stop to it immediately. So that's kind of, it's a different thing. Like it's kind of like how when people criticize a man who's 30 for marrying a 14-year-old in 1932, right? Do we think that's bad now? 100%. Would we do it? Absolutely not. Right. Personally, obviously I wouldn't. And most men would not engage in that behavior.
Yeah.
But in 1930, it was extremely prevalent and normal. Therefore, if you're mad about that now, that it happened in 1930, it's because you're using presentism and you're putting your own morals on something that is gone, relatively speaking, and was normal back then. That's something you have to think about when you're talking about religion as well.
And I mean, like so compared to the rest of the populace, I would say that if I met someone that was Christian and I met someone that was not Christian, and I had to trust one of those two people with something really important, I would trust the person that's Christian every day over the person who, isn't, just because like if I don't know either of them, I mean, from my experience, people who are Christian are generally more moral.
There's a kick chat in here. Oh my God. We had a Facebook chat and a kick chat. Deunge, I'm pronouncing that wrong, says presentism is a new one for me. Yeah. It's something that I kind of was like researching a few weeks ago, getting on subject matters of, it was actually on that subject matter. Somebody was being disparaging about like a man in like the 40s or 50s marrying a 14-year-old when he was like 27 or 30 or 29. I can't remember. And I'm like, that is pretty fucked up. Then I thought to myself, I'm like, man, my great uncle, he married my great aunt when she was like 13. He's dead. He's been dead for a long time. Keep in mind, he was like 80 when he died, and that was like 15 years ago. So he married her 50s, 60s, but she's still alive. And I'm like thinking to myself, was he a terrible man? Not really. He was a pretty upstanding dude. I knew him when I was younger and a teenager. And then I start thinking to myself, like, well, okay, so if this was such commonplace back in the day, does that mean that it was bad then, or does it mean it's bad now? And then I'm like, is it fair to place my personal and probably most morals? Because keep in mind, morals change over time. Cultures change over time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it fair for me to apply my current 2025 morals to people in 1950, 1940 for doing what was normal? So it's like, I don't know if that's fair or not. Right.
And that's the thing, is like, you commend the people that were not running with the masses on something that later became widely considered immoral, because they were, applying higher levels of thinking to get to that point, I feel like.
Yeah.
So morality is subjective when it comes to like masses.
Yeah.
It is whatever people in general think is okay or is not okay. And but on the most abstract level, morality is objective. I think someone else mentioned that in the chat, that morality is always objective, and that's only at the most base level. Like when you apply it to a situation, it gets a little more nuanced.
Yeah. Yeah. Billy with the orange boy says Sharia law is banned in Texas from what I saw, but it's hard to tell sometimes. I'm pretty sure Sharia law is banned in every square foot of the U.S. actually. And I shouldn't say the word banned. I would say the word not happening, because obviously the law of the land is local laws and state laws and federal law. Now, is that something that might change in the future? Sure. But I do know there are places in London that do have Sharia law. They have small communities that have their own people that enforce their own laws. It's very interesting. Tugsimp might know more about this. I'm kind of talking out of my ass a little bit. That's a little bit from what I've researched. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you for your orange boy, man.
So in these communities, is it just like a don't ask, don't tell situation where like the police just kind of like
maybe they don't? Yeah, maybe. But I think they have elected officials in these small groups. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that's like there's lots of organizations like that where but if any of their
laws can't supersede local law.
Exactly. So like Sharia law in many situations obviously supersedes the law of the land. So it's like how can they get away with that? And I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about Cecil for, Alan Reed? Cecil ain't even here. Come on, brother. Anyways, Pit Bucks, what's up? Don't forget that Minnesota has stolen $9 billion, and Omar and Waltz is claiming racism. It's not 9 million, it's 9 billion, sir. Yes, Tim Waltz should be stripped of everything and put in prison, I think. Omar, I think, should be deported. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure if not, it's been confirmed that her marriage is illegitimate. She shouldn't be serving for sure, just based on the fraud alone. Probably should be deported. Now, as far as Tim Waltz goes, I think he should resign. The fact that you put a gun up to a citizen's head and make them pay local, state taxes and or federal taxes, when you do that and then you steal their money, you should be put in prison immediately. Probably, unfortunately, that would lead every politician on Capitol Hill to go to prison, and every governor, and every local politician, everybody on the school board, everybody on toll boards. They would all go to prison, probably, likely, if that was the case. So it's kind of loose. Thank you, Pitbucks. Barb with 5 gifted memberships. Oh my God, Barb. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you, Barb. You're too good to you, boy. Thank you, Barb. Van says, I saw child brides in Iraq. It's commonplace. Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that's more of a cultural thing, is arranged marriages and child brides. I mean, of course, that's going on in places in the world. There's still child slavery in the world right now in tons of countries, So, Billy, what a go, boy. I don't mind what happened back then because their lifespan was way shorter than it is today. They didn't know how long they'd last. Yeah, that's a good point, Billy. I might as well marry a 14-year-old. I don't know how long I'll last. I might die tomorrow. No, I don't think that's the reason, Billy, but no, I get what you're trying to say. I also sent something to you on Twitter. Amazon having content exclusion categories that ad companies don't like being a part of. Interesting. I'll check it out. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Gabriel says, I was in London in 2012 and it was lovely. It's apparently changed a lot. Tugsimp says there are at least 85 Muslim councils in the UK. They do not follow our laws. Well, thank you, Tugsimp, for enlightening us on that because I wasn't sure. But thank you. Appreciate you. I have such bad indigestion. Whew, God, that freaking goopy taco thing you made, the turkey thing, it is burning me from the inside.
You like when things taste like indigestion.
Taste, not the indigestion.
Did it taste like indigestion?
Yeah, but I think it's just because I've been on my diet so long. I'm just getting killed, bro. Getting killed, Hawaii was nice in 2012, and now it's a meth den. Well, hey, man, at least people on meth are relatively nice, Danny Lee says that smirk was hilarious. What smirk? What the hell are you talking about? Carafas says at least Christians aren't trying to rule the world, but given the opportunity, would they?
Are though.
Well, what?
Well, like they make it their mission to save everyone.
Well, that's
less
what
intrusive, but
that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to speak the message of God.
Isn't it funny that like every religion has that?
Well, yeah. but other religions are like kill you if you do not assimilate, right? So no, I don't think Christians are trying to rule the world. Given the opportunity to do so, would they? Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
Yes, Marby Dog 65. Healthy gut is important. I agree. I
Healthy
drink lots
gut.
of I get lots of probiotics through yogurt and fermented drinks.
Yep. Oh my gosh. The Crusades, yeah. But see, now the thing is, Sean, you can't. We're talking about now. We're not talking about 2,000 years ago or 1,300 years ago, right? Like we're talking about now. Like we can't be like, current Islam is bad, but also Christianity had the Crusades. Therefore, it's also equally bad. That's a with that lack of a better word.
All groups have been bad.
With lack
at
of a
one
better,
point.
for lack of a better word, that's retarded. It's a very retarded thing to say. You know what I'm saying? I've always thought that was interesting how people were like, well, Christians did this in 1300. I'm like, yeah, and I'm 35 years old, not 1335 years old. So that's doesn't matter. It's not in the conversation. Junebug says, I'm a Christian that believes we shouldn't spread the message of God. Interesting.
See, I feel like we live in a time where spreading the message of God is outdated because everybody kind of knows. So like leading by example does a lot more. And then also you have people that are out there preaching about Christianity and not leading a great example, which just leads people away. Like you're literally pushing people away because they don't like you and you're trying to shove Christianity in their face.
Get wrecked. L take PDH. The Crusades were defensive. That's not what I meant to pull up, John. Sorry. I meant to pull up Sharia law allows a husband to have 5 wives and 30 children. Maybe it has some good points, Alan Reed says. Hey, man, I agree. Let's go. Yeah. Inshallah. Is that what it is? Is that Inshallah? That's one of the words. I don't fucking, I'm being real ignorant sounding. I'm sorry, guys. I've seen it before. I used to joke with
not all Christians. Not all Christians admit that all Christians are sinners.
No,
if they do it in a way where it's like, yes, but my sins are less than yours.
Yeah, no. We were talking about our Islamic friend earlier, like the little girl. I would always joke with her. There's a saying in Islam that it's like basically like God is great. It's like Amhiladillah or something, like Amahaladillah or something. I'm getting it very wrong. I'm sorry, guys. But she would say that to me randomly, like if I was ending a conversation through text when we worked together, she would say that. So I started saying to her Princess Amidala, because I was an asshole, and I would say Princess Amidala like after I ended a conversation, and she just thought it was not like very sweet. She was like, oh, and then she would just say the word back. I'd be like Princess Amidala, and she'd be like Amidala, whatever, and I'm like, that's funny, and I did it for years. I should do that again one day, Princess Amidala, because I'm a dumb redneck man, Speaking of dumb redneck man, we have a red boy in the chat, and it's Billy Hatcher. He found the stream and he's going hard. I'm not a fan of religion at all, but I don't like the big 3 religions. The big 3. What about the big 4? You know what I'm saying? Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. They're all terrible. Even Mormons are creepy. No, come on. Mormons aren't creepy. They're cool. Mormons are fun.
I like the morals in a lot of religions. I like the practices in a lot of religions.
I like the origin story of the Mormonism. I think that's fun. I do think it's a fun story. I got to be honest.
It's fun.
It's a really fun, it's a very interesting story.
I think it was an attempt for like modernizing Christianity at a local level, and it went wild. I feel like someone was just trying to
And a Minecraft YouTuber I watched Leaving About Mormon Church, which I was surprised with talking about. Yeah, so one of the most interesting aspects of Mormonism, which is real, is the fact that Mormons believe, and this is kind of a less known fact about Mormonism, but Mormons believe that white people are fallen angels and pure, and people that are fallen angels that have basically accepted God, and they are fallen angels that are going to return on a spaceship or a comet or something. I can't remember the story, but they're fallen angels, and people of color are like people that turn their back from God.
Oh my God.
That's a real thing. I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
It's called like The Stained or something. I think Sean brought it up or something. I might be wrong, but it's
nothing to do with the equator.
It's something about that. And I always thought that was the most fucked up thing. It was crazy. I was like, damn, that's rough, brother. That's rough. The Curse of Ham, Pat. Is that what it's called? Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you. Hey, serious man. Been watching for 20 minutes and just now realized Cody wasn't wearing a long black wig. Hey, what's up? How you doing? That piece of dead skin on me, though. Yeah. It's very warm. It's very hard, you know?
You could take your coat off and turn the space heater on. Like
the space heater
asked.
is on, and I'm not burning up. I said that hair is warm. I'm not saying my car.
Freezing.
Yeah. Thank you, a serious man. Somebody says your lady friend has a perfect femme fatale demeanor going. That's exactly what Art the Clown said. He said she's like a Bond girl. She seems like a Bond girl, and Bond girls were always like, not all. Now I've never seen a Bond film, but I know they betray Bond a lot. Like they're always like double agents. I could be wrong.
So I look. What's the word? I don't know.
Whore. The word is whore. No, I'm just kidding. Filthy harlot.
Starts with an S.
Harlot. That's what it is. Sloot? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
No. Okay. Filthy sloot.
I am a Slytherin, if that, you know.
All right. Now you're getting real gay on me now. I'm a Slytherin. I took the IQ test on Facebook back in 2004. It said I was a Slytherin.
No, it's like you got personality traits.
Succubus.
I mean,
Sabrina-esque. Oh, yeah. Yes. We're 150 from Naked Snake. How did that happen? That's insane. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, guys. Christianity allows multiple vice. I missed it. Oh, yeah, we missed that one. Fuck. Should have got on that train, brother.
that was like a whole thing just to try and like get ahead of the curve on baby making and taking over from a religious standpoint.
Why is there butter sticks in the chat?
Butter, butter, butter.
How did you guys make butter sticks happen? The fuck's happening? People in the chat can control my chat bot and make it say shit, and I don't know how it works. Irakaios! Can you imagine the cringe religions the Gen Alphas and Z are going to event? I can't wait. Well, actually, I'll be dead as fuck because it'll be like 1,000 years from now.
I hope it's just like weird niche cults. I hope they go that route and there's just a bunch of weird niche cults. I want to start a cult, but I want it to be funny. Where like we start a cult and we have all these weird cult rituals, but they mean nothing, and that's the whole joke.
I think it'll be just different denominations of current religions that go off in crazy directions. I think that's what will happen. I do think religion's important. I think when I grew up around Christianity. I grew up in Alabama. Okay, and it was not evil or mean. I didn't care for it. I'm not a big fan of organized religion. It's just, it's a personal preference, but it was always very welcoming, except for the Pentecostal stuff. That was very spooky.
Yeah,
they were like grabbing and slapping me and stuff. But other than that, like, I always liked it. And I think growing up with those kind of morals is kind of beneficial.
Yeah. I agree.
So I think.
And the community like aspect of, churches is kind of nice.
I think having a good basis for like morals and growing up, I think that's kind of important. And I think it wouldn't hurt if more people, young people, like kids and young teenagers got involved in Christianity and just kind of, it's almost like schooling, I just, I don't know. I haven't been involved in it since I was a kid or since I was a young teenager. But I have fond memories of it. And I think it kind of shaped me in a decent way when I was a kid. It's hard to say, but
they tried to shape me.
I'm not explaining myself good.
I didn't appreciate it until I became older.
I'm not explaining myself very good, but I think having if more people grew up young with Christianity and a nice welcoming Christianity, I think it would help society in a whole.
This is why I don't argue with people or try to convince them like that their religion is stupid or anything like that, because like in actuality, like I think humans in general are better off when they believe in something, especially when it has good moral grounding. So and also just the sheer hope that it brings, like it'd be really cool to believe all the things that Christians believe is true, right? Like all of it is New Testament, everything is all very comforting.
It's true, all of it,
right? And it's magical too. So like I don't know, like it would be nice to believe in it. And so I never want to make people not believe in it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you, Erikias. I appreciate you, brother. A serious man. I thought the curse of Ham was what happened in my gut after the Christmas dinner.
Well, that's not very serious.
You're not taking this serious, a serious man? Huh? Come on now. Yeah. I won't have Christmas dinner. I'll have egg whites. like I have every day. And I was so excited. We went to that Steel Panther show earlier. I told this a little bit earlier, but we went to that Steel Panther show, and I was like, I'm gonna get me some whiskey, and Jesse, we're gonna get some gin. We're gonna drink one drink so we can get into this show a little bit better. And then my card was declined, and I was like, oh, never mind. Oopsies, because YouTube pays on the 21st, and it's a weekend, so I don't get paid until tomorrow. And I was like, oh, and like I think my phone bill came out and just nuked my ass, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just be sad. At some point, you see enough and you believe something way higher than us. None of us will know until we take the long nap. That's for sure, brother. That's for sure. Hell yeah, Steven.
That's another thing I don't like. I don't like when people say like, well, at least, when I die, I was a Christian. So if it is true, then, I get to go to heaven and I don't have to go to hell. And I'm like, if it is true, that the threat of like, punishment for not believing is just so disingenuous.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. So a lot of people do this, and it doesn't. I'm like, this is not a good point to try to bring somebody into your thought process as saying, because a lot of, and I've seen this, and not only have I seen this from individuals, I've seen it like on reels and stuff.
Right.
They're like, oh, we'll ask you this question. If I'm wrong, what happens? I just die. If you're wrong, what happens?
Right.
You burn in hell. And I'm like, but that's just like that's another scary, you better listen or else scary is going to happen. And I'm like,
and like, so is someone really actually faithful and truly believing in their religion if they're doing it because just in case,
as like a reward incentive?
Right, like a reward incentive, and because the alternative is they lose nothing for doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good argument, because then it just makes me feel like they're disingenuous and they're fake.
Yep, it is very interesting. But at any rate, let me pull up this video. Let me pull this spooky video. What happened to that video?
Like we actually had people come to the house the other day, and I'm so sick of people coming to the house and ringing our doorbell. But they came and they had the pamphlets or whatever, and they were trying to get us to go to their church. And the lady looks at me and she goes, "Do you know where you're going when you die?" And I said, "I don't know if anybody really knows." Because I'd already answered the door and there's nothing I could do. And she said, "Well, I know where I'm going when I die. And I know that I'm not going to hell, and I'm not going to burn in hellfire for all of eternity. And it feels good to know that," and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting there going like, I hate this argument. Like,
I think there's
lost me immediately.
I think there's a better way to bring people into your religion and faith than to threaten them. I think I've always thought that since I was younger. But that being said, I had a thought process and it's fucking gone now. But at any rate, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I see people over on Kick, which is interesting. Appreciate you. Another funny thing David Kelly reminded me is there'll be like liberals on Twitter, and they're like, Jesus would have agreed with all of my like extremely progressive opinions on LGBTQ and all these things. And I'm like, I don't think he would. And it's exactly like the Sonic the Hedgehog argument.
Yeah.
Where it's like Sonic the Hedgehog believes like in liberalism and like believes everybody should be loved and have equal rights. And I'm like, Sonic the Hedgehog is a fucking cartoon hedgehog, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I've always thought that was the silliest thing. I'm like, no.
I don't think, like, if God exists and he has a hand in everything, I don't think he would have you like born one way and made into another. I feel like there would have been a reason you were made a certain way.
Soft and hippie Jesus. I like the soft and hippie Jesus. Come on now, Sledge. Come on now, Sledge. Make sure you guys like the stream. We're 130 away from Naked Snake, which is interesting. Getting closer and closer every second. Let's pull up this video. This is not about religion. We just got on the topic. We're just talking about whatever. This was a very unplanned show. We have 250 people watching. Make sure you guys like the show. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. This is a very interesting video. It's very shocking. So this lady is just standing at a stoplight, and for whatever reason, this guy decides to just try to kill her and then walk away. Now, I shouldn't say try to kill her, but apparently he's been arrested before for knocking people out. Like, he plays the knockout game, right? So here it is.
In his hand, when out of nowhere, he attacks her. Jeanette is knocked to the ground. Bystanders take a picture of the suspect, then rush to help Jeanette. The full scope of what happened wasn't clear yet. Police arrested Pea a block away and found the weapon. This wooden board with a screw through the end
Oh
of
my
it.
God. I
Police
did not know there was a screw at the end of his board he was hitting her with. Holy shit.
say that screw went through Jeanette's eye.
Oh my God.
He's a regular. He usually punches. I guess today he decides to escalate things way worse than his usual.
Where is he usually?
He's usually just up and down third.
As paramedics
Why are people not beating this dude's ass? If I saw this dude hit a grandma with a stick, I would beat the life out of him, likely.
race her to the hospital, it becomes obvious police know Folly Pea well.
Do you have the suspect's ID?
Yeah, suspect's ID. He's being searched right now. Yeah. You know him?
Oh, he's notorious for random assaults on 3rd Street.
Court records show Pea had multiple prior convictions for
Yep.
assault, including stabbing someone 8
Wow.
times at a party.
Was that?
And it's not her responsibility to know like what.
And keep in mind, these kind of people that do this, they get let out of prison over and over and over, and then they finally kill someone and they go away. There was one guy that had 47. He was let go 47 times before he killed somebody. The judges that allow this to happen need to be put in prison. Like if you let somebody go so many times and it's by the judge's discretion, and that person kills somebody, the judge should be charged with manslaughter.
Yeah.
Like how the ever living hell can you let something like that happen? It's insane, dude.
Well, the system isn't set up to prevent crimes. It's set up to persecute them, unfortunately, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, we should have a 3-strike assault rule. Like if you assault somebody 3 times, you just die. They just like throw you in a pit.
If you assault someone 3 times, it should become attempted murder. Because at that point, you've taken your chances 3 times that you might kill somebody. Even just getting in bar fights, like if you get in a bar fight brawl and you punch someone in the face, like you don't know, you never know. People die from stupid shit like that all the time. So like 3 strikes, it's attempted murder.
Yep, 100%. Make sure you guys like the stream. Billy Hatcher with the pink boy. Oh my God. Religion's an interesting topic to look up. Everything is similar when you think about it. Yeah, I like talking about it. It does. The only negative aspect of talking about religion is a lot of people get really emotionally charged, depending on what their belief structure is. I've never looked at it that way. I did when I was a teenager. I was an asshole when I was a teenager. But nowadays I'll talk about any aspect of any religion because I enjoy it. My entire Facebook reel algorithm is religion and lore behind religion. I really think it's all interesting. I like to hear about it. But again, a lot of people get really emotionally charged over it. So that's one thing, Thank you. Appreciate you, Billy, for your pink boy. I love you. I appreciate you, man. We're 25 likes from 200. Can you believe it?
My grandmother, who passed away, was an extremely intelligent woman. She was very kind of goofy. She blinked a lot, and she had 8 kids and was a little haywire. But she loved to talk about the science and the proof in Christianity. And it was always interesting to have a conversation with her.
Yep. I like talking about it. None of my grandparents, both of my grandma, I didn't know my grandfathers, obviously, but my grandmothers, both of them were not religious at all. Like, I'm pretty sure my grandma that was wild, I'm pretty sure she was a-religious. She was anti-religion. Yeah, pretty sure. So oof. Anyways, we'll pull up this video here in a second, but let's read some of these chats. I got another video queued up, ready to go. 75 from Naked Snake. Suicidal empathy is why murderers get let out. 100%, Rob. You right on the money with that, buddy. I've never understood it. A lot of those kind of places fundraise off of the promise to lower crime rate and end up skimming off all that money until there's nothing left. Well, I mean, look, Minnesota is one thing. I guarantee you that every single city, or at least somewhere in every single state in the U.S., has insane amounts of embezzlement and fraud. But luckily, when you're a politician, you don't face any accountability at all. Like Tim Walz, he won't face any accountability at all. Will he be reelected governor, or will he, when he gets to his end of his term, will he face any accountability? No, of course not. So for some reason, they just are above the law. And I guess it's because they have unbelievable lawyers that are fantastic, and very expensive. Right. So it's all good. I don't like it, but that's just where we're at, man. That's just where we're at. Elonzo Musk on Rumble said there was a teenager that had about 250 charges within 3 months. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Well, what they do to reduce crime in these cities is they stop policing it or they stop charging it. Like California is notorious for this. California has one thing they did in California. I'm pretty sure it was the same senator, Mr. Weiner, introduced a bill that passed where it is no longer a felony to willingly give somebody HIV. Like if you like, I guess, get a hooker or something and you don't tell her you have HIV, which you're supposed to, right? And you willingly give her HIV and like laugh about it, LOL, now you got HIV. It's no longer a felony in California.
In a lot of places, isn't that assault?
And I'm pretty sure it's higher than that. But in California, they decriminalized it because it was disproportionately affecting a certain community. And they did the same thing with being able. They did the same thing with children and same thing with like child sex crimes. They reduced all of the criminality for it in California, and I'm pretty sure it's the exact same senator that is doing all of it. It's the Weiner guy, fucking whatever Weiner his name is, something Weiner, Scott Weiner, yeah, Scott Weiner. Why is his name Weiner? Fuck, change that, brother.
Weiner?
No, it's Weiner. It's spelled Weiner, brother. It is Weiner. Okay, that's like my last name being bullshit, and I'm just like, oh, it's Boucher. It's like, but it says bullshit. It's like, no, it's bullshit. It's Boucher. It's like, but it's spelled bullshit, dude. It kind of sounds like your last name is bullshit, right? Guy is a monster. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that guy exists. I don't get it. But hey, that's the life we live, boys. That's where we're at right now in the world. Is we're with the Wieners of the world that somehow get elected. It's fucking spooky shit. But hey, that's where we're at, man. It's Wiener. Anyways. Oh, Pit Bucks. Damn, I was about to pull the video.
I wonder how easy it is to like actually get someone on that though. Like if someone gives you HIV and they never disclosed or told you about it, like how many times has that actually successfully been prosecuted?
Oh, I'm sure it has. No, I mean, so for example, if somebody finds out that if somebody will have a diagnosis on their medical records for HIV,
right?
If they have sex with somebody after the fact,
but how do you prove that you had sex?
Well, a person would come out and be like, "Hey, I had sex with this guy. I contracted HIV. He is HIV positive." That's your charge right there.
I guess I just feel like the court of law usually requires more proof.
I wouldn't know because I've never got involved in that. But I mean, I think there's a lot of ways.
It's like rape allegations. Like
it's a lot of ways you could. I'm sure there's a way you could prove it.
Sex.
You know.
Yeah.
Pitbuck says you got me. It was $1 billion. Yeah, $9 billion.
Oh, Metal Day. That makes sense.
$9 billion Tim Waltz has defrauded Minnesota from taxpayers, by the way, not his own company, not donations, taxpayers. And he's just still sitting there with his weird, messed up bald head and like shaking on camera saying Trump evil. And I'm like, bro, you should be, why are you not in prison? Like, what's going on? It's crazy. It's crazy. Thank you, Pitbucks. Love you. Appreciate you. I'm pretty sure that they can tell through the virus's DNA where it came from. Maybe, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because considering like the whole reason they can't just cure AIDS or HIV is because it mutates so quickly and changes so quickly.
Yeah.
So you would think that every individual person has a unique strain, but the person you got it from would have a strain quite similar, I would guess.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Pitbucks. I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you. We're 60 from Naked Snake, 560 from Bikini on this random Sunday stream. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me bring up this video I've been having ready for a while. I have no idea what this video is, by the way. I just saw it. So we're just gonna pull it up because it looks like a smug lady, so she might be an asshole. We never know. Sometimes they're saying cool stuff. We'll see. Estimated now 18 billion. It apparently doesn't matter what the number is, ZD, right? Doesn't matter anyways. So
hi. Radical leftist lunatic here. I have a holiday message for MAGA. I just thought y'all should know that your whole quest to own the libs is truly pointless.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there.
Pointless.
She's doing this for clout because the way she's carrying herself.
You see, you can't own us. Statistically, we are wealthier than you, more educated, and I guess you can probably deduce happier. You can't.
Yeah, that's
You
probably
don't seem very happy.
That's probably why when it comes to liberals versus conservatives, liberals are on average and way more on SSRIs and antidepressants because they're so much happier than everyone else, right? It's like I'm happy because my doctor gave me medicine to make me happy. Also, I'm freaking out right now and I want to kill people. You know what I'm saying? And I've never liked the educated thing, right? And I'll say this. I cannot stand when they pull up a stat and they're like, oh, this is the demographics that voted for this party. Educated, 49%, uneducated, 43%. And they like the whole point of uneducated is it's derogatory, right?
Right.
That's the entire point around it. It's like, oh, uneducated voted more for Trump. Therefore, people are stupid. And I'm like, no, uneducated means you didn't go get a 4-year degree in basket weaving. That's what uneducated versus educated means.
Yeah.
It just means you have a college degree or college education. That means you're educated. But as we all know, college doesn't really mean anything anymore. It does for the STEM fields, but not anything else.
Yeah, there are a lot of college paths that are a lot easier than what I did.
Yeah, it's very silly, and I've never liked that because by definition, I'm extremely uneducated. Extremely. There should be even another tier for my dumbass, right?
There's definitely different types of intelligence.
But I feel like I can put my thoughts to words. I can look at something objectively, and I can.
Well, Charlie Kirk was uneducated, and he was
Sure.
obviously light years smarter than a lot of people.
Right. Just the fact that he was able to talk through nuance and debates with people. And,
Quickly too.
Quickly.
He was
sure.
always on the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, I always try to look at things with a lot of nuance, no matter what it is. And there's so many people that are quote unquote educated that find themselves on the left that they won't even talk about they will just like yell at you and screech from the rooftops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like emotional intelligence is so misconstrued. So Art gave you a compliment in the chat. A lot of women claim to be emotionally intelligent because they experience their emotions openly.
Yeah.
That's not actually what emotional intelligence is. Emotional intelligence is the ability to feel and understand your emotions and then not act on them if it doesn't make sense to you. And it also means like understanding other people's emotions in a way where you don't, if someone offends you because of their, emotional state, you don't take offense. You understand the emotions they're feeling and you react accordingly.
Yeah.
So like, really, I feel like men in a lot of ways actually have emotional intelligence more so than a lot of women.
Women would tell you that crying hysterically and acting hysterical is actually emotional intelligence, right? So I've seen a lot of, and this is weird, and I'm not trying to talk disparaging at all about like trans men at all. But I see a lot of videos of trans men who will be talking about either something that happened that day or that week or something that kind of like an aura around something they've experienced as being a trans man. And they'll also talk about how other men that they're around don't talk about their feelings. And they will be talking about this while sobbing. And I think to myself, how can you consider yourself emotionally stoic and intelligent if you cannot keep shit together, even while you're talking and trying to bring points to a camera? And I don't think crying and being emotionally charged means emotional intelligence. I think being in control of those things is being emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, like there's definitely nuance to emotional intelligence, but the primary case for it is that you are understanding and in control and of yourself and how you react to other people who are experiencing emotions. And that is definitely not what most people think emotional intelligence is.
Yeah, exactly. Art says intelligence is different than knowledge. Knowledge is different than wisdom, and intelligence is ability. Thank you, Art. I agree.
Yeah.
But again, this goes back to what we were talking about with thinking in black and white and not seeing nuance. People think in black and white. Therefore, people that go to college are educated, therefore smarter. People that do not go to college or they drop out of college or they drop out of high school are uneducated, therefore dumber and couldn't ever speak with any authority on any subject matter, regardless of training or regardless of research, right? Engineers 50 years ago didn't have to go to college. They would go through apprenticeships and become engineers. And there was a lot when my ex-wife started working as an engineer, there were still people working that did not.
Grandfathered in.
They were grandfathered in
Yeah.
engineers. They did not go to college to
And
be
they
an
were
engineer.
far too pivotal at that point.
Yeah,
To
and
replace.
exactly. So, but that's the thing is, people think too much in black and white. So they just think college equals education, and anything else just means you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
And that's like a lot of people would come up to Charlie Kirk, and that was their like. Not only would they appeal to authority immediately, that would be their number one dig at him. They're like, oh, well, you're the expert since you didn't even go to college. And he's like, well, here's all the stats, and here's the ideas around society and culture based on this, this and this study. And they would just be like, you're a bigot. But they're the educated ones. Remember that.
Right.
But they didn't even know how to speak to their own ideas. It's very interesting shit.
I feel like knowledge is the cheapest form of intelligence, like what Art is saying. Like
Yeah.
knowledge, just knowing things and remembering things, like factoids or whatever. Like I can be good at that with really useless shit, only because I find it interesting. But anything I don't find interesting, I'm gonna forget immediately. I don't know people's names. I don't know names
Yeah.
and dates. I don't like history. Like I don't even. If you ask me when the U.S. was founded, I would say sometime in the 1700s. Like I don't remember the exact date. That's probably even wrong.
I mean,
but
I would say 1776, but I don't think that's correct either.
that sounds right.
I think it's like 1758.
We're gonna Google it.
Because there's a technically and then there's a literally, right? Make sure you guys like the stream, by the way. Big shout out to Billy Hatcher with the pink boy.
You were right. It was 1776.
Hey. Billy Hatcher says, I don't find it surprising that Tim Walz gets away with his crimes. All Democrats have the best lawyers imaginable. Well, I mean, now it's not exclusive to Democrats. It definitely happens on both sides for sure. I would argue that most of the people on the Epstein list are on both sides, and they're also celebrities, right? Thank you, Billy Hatcher. I appreciate you. The only thing I was saying is, literally it was founded in 1776, but I think there was a lot of things happening much before that, like structure and stuff that was happening. For example, there were how many presidents before George Washington? There was 12, right? Or were there 8 or 10?
Why are you asking me? I just said I don't have good knowledge.
Anyways, there was like 8 to 12. I never can remember the number. There was like 8 to 12 to maybe even 13 presidents before George Washington, but they weren't called presidents. Okay. They were called something else, but they were technically the position, and their authority was slightly different. And then they established the presidency, which was George Washington was the first of, right? So the stuff existed before this. But there's like there's a literally, and then there's a technically, and there's stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's under the Articles of Confederation. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother. He also comes in with an orange boy. It says, Charlie, I think, is the only one willing to talk about serious topics and issues going on today while everybody else is scared to talk about stuff. There's a lot of people that have filled the shoes. I don't think they do it as well, of course. But they fill the shoes for sure. Thank you so much, Billy. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you, brother. A serious man says presidents of the Continental Congress. Thank you. That is what they were called. It's a little known fact. A lot of people consider them presidents. A lot of people don't. But technically speaking, there were people before George Washington, right? But they didn't have that. They didn't have the same power of the president. Like the president of the Continental Congress did not have the same power that the president has now. It was just kind of changed, right? But they're not really talked about in history at all, and I think they should be. It's interesting. I think people that were actually had that position became presidents later. I could be wrong though. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. That puts us at 504. We hit Naked Snake. Thank you guys so much. That puts us 490 from Bikini. If we hit it, we'll take a shot of Booker's.
No. Well, we're not going to. We're going to watch this video and then I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Shit. Fuck. All right, then. Okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, anyways, here we go. Let's play this video. Sorry. I'm reading stuff. Danny says, knowledge is the lowest form of intelligence is going to be a motto of mine going forward. God damn, it hits so hard. I was supposed to stop, but it's great. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, Danny. Hey, oh yeah, brother. Oh my God. Danny coming in strong. Thank you, brother.
It's true though. Like anybody can memorize stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
It
that. It's
doesn't
like
take inference or deduction.
it's the
or-
classic IQ video of that girl that was dancing around, assuming she was going to be the smartest person in the room, and she was the dumbest by a mile. She's like, I got a PhD, therefore I'm going to have the highest IQ, and then she fails. And then at the end of the video, she's like, I don't believe IQ scores are a real thing, even though she said before it that IQs are a great indicator of intelligence. God, that's such a good video. I fucking love it.
I love the studies that talk about like how going through traditional education ruins our brain elasticity and decreases our chances of, fulfilling any kind of genius in our lives. So like children, when they come out, their brain is extremely elastic and,
goopy.
They're not like, they're not formed to think in any particular like linear manner. And then they go through school and it's like,
got less wrinkly brains.
and that's because in school you spend most of your time on knowledge more than
Doing the
else.
same math for like 5 years.
Yeah, especially in middle school and high school. You're not like, thinking.
When they when Albert Einstein died, because keep in mind he was hyper intelligent, right? When Albert Einstein died, they dissected his brain, which he did not give consent for. He was specifically against it, but they did the shit anyway. And they found that his brain had like 40% more folds in it because they assumed his brain was going to be larger because like we just assume bigger, better Texas, right? But when they actually looked at his brain, he had way more folds than the normal brain.
Right, like koalas with their smooth brains.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how they got the idea that, obviously smooth brain's an insult, right?
Yeah.
So anyways.
Own us. All the things that you were voting for hurt you. Your president said that affordability is a hoax.
Keep in mind, they know better than us, and they always like to say you're voting against your best interest. That when a white liberal woman talks to like a black conservative, that's one of the first things she'll say, you're voting against your interest. Because I know what's better for you. You don't understand. I am educated. You're nothing. I am everything. You're low, basically.
Your party is refusing to extend ACA subsidies, which is going to make healthcare more expensive for all of us. They don't care about you.
Democrats do care about you, though, right? So Democrats actually love you, and they care about you more than anything else. Just let's completely ignore the fact that when the Affordable Health Care Act was passed, or Obamacare, everybody's premiums went up by like 1,000%. Let's completely ignore that, and let's think about right now, where Republicans don't care about you, and only Democrats actually care about you, right?
They trick you and tell you to hate
level,
me.
like everything she's talking about is just like base level inferences of what's going on. And that's like the whole problem here is like they don't see nuance. They just grab like the surface level bullshit. And they're like, hey, this is true and this is bad. And this is because of conservatives.
Every
this
time
is true and this is bad. And it's because of conservatives. And it's like
every time I hear someone talk like this, it makes me think of like how I felt when I was 12 years old.
Right. Yeah.
I literally thought these things when I was 12 years old. And it was because my dad maybe mentioned something or I overheard it, and I just assumed Republicans hated everybody and Democrats loved everybody and wanted to help the poor. I unironically thought that when I was 12 years old. And then I got older, and there are actual women with fucking wrinkles on their face in their 40s that are repeating shit that I said when I was 12 and believing it to a T, and it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It is absolutely terrifying. Neither party cares about you. Let's get that out of the way right away. Neither of them care. One of them feigns empathy to try to get you emotionally charged so you'll vote for them.
Which is a lot more manipulative.
There's only one party that does that.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean conservatives or Republicans or MAGA or whatever are want what's best for you or trying to help you? No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But for damn sure, one of them is using empathy to gaslight and manipulate the living fuck out of you to try to make you feel bad about yourself. And I don't have any shame. Therefore, it doesn't work on me, right? So does that mean all points that liberals have are wrong? No. But as a political system and a political party, that's a tool they utilize, that they do it exclusively, right? There's nothing else you can really say about that. Anyways, there's no such thing as a politician that cares about people. The very reason they ran for office is power. Yeah, 100%. No, watch goofy ass shows, right? Watch a goofy show like House of Cards that's not real, by the way. It's just a TV show, but it's very accurate to how politicians treat each other to whip votes. None of them give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're all trying to make money. which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make money too. That's what we're all trying to do. Anyone else that feigns empathy, it's because either A, they're trying to control you, or B, they have no money. You ever notice how the people that want you to pay more in tax always just so happen to have either no money or pay no money into tax, but they want you to pay more because they think you have more? But when they get money, guess what happens? Suddenly taxation is theft. Had a friend that did that, made 30 grand a year, big Bernie supporter, all about that shit. Rich people need to pay their fair share. You need to pay your fair share. If you make over 100 grand a year, you need to pay your fair share. Guess what happened when he got a 6-figure job? Taxation's theft now. He no longer believes that. He has money now. So he's like, oh, wait, fuck, no, taxation is theft. This is evil. Yeah, because you saw $3,800 coming out of your check every month. That's why you think differently now, because it's your money now, not theirs.
When you look at all the ways that the federal government touches your life, like over 50% of those ways are negative. And so the only conclusion you could come to is that in your best interest is just to be left alone and not infringed on. Like if you lived your daily life with like no federal government influence, you would be for the most part better off.
Yep. The less government, the better in every situation. You do not want the government being in charge of any aspect of your life, because as soon as they have the control over it, it gets worse, it gets less efficient, and it costs you more money across the board.
Yeah.
Whatever politician is running that is running for less government, you should be supporting that politician.
The only thing you should want the federal government to do is to try and like keep monopolies from happening so that the free market does what the free market is going to do. And that's, you know, checked capitalism, of course, but
100%, man. Let's continue.
But see, not only is my life probably better than yours,
I hate this lady. I don't like her.
I'm also a better
not being likable to anybody that disagrees with her.
person. Because despite how much I truly hate you, I want you to have a living wage. I want you to have health care.
I'm a better person than you, but I hate like half of America, over half of America.
But I want to help you. I don't think she believes what she's saying.
I want to know like how much money she like donated this year. Like how much did she donate? And then like to what did she donate? Because like I don't even make that much money, and I have like given away quite a bit of money this year to good causes.
Well, that's the issue. Is she doesn't want to. It's not her problem. She thinks other people should do it, right? It's like that one lady that went on TV, and she was saying that billionaires should pay a 90% tax rate, or millionaires, whatever. This was years ago. And the guy was like, well, you're a millionaire. It's like, what do you like? You should pay more. And she's like, we're not talking about me. And he's like, well, no, it was on Tucker Carlson when he was on Fox.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can actually do that. There's an option when you're filing your taxes to pay more money directly to the federal government. Why don't you do that? And she was like, and it's because it's not about her. She wants other people to give money. Not her though.
Yeah, that's the whole thing here too. Like, so if you think that your money needs to go towards, you know, all these other things, if you feel like, you know, everybody needs to be taxed more, and you know the nominal money and the way it's being divided and what it's going towards isn't taking care of people, like there's plenty of options for everybody that believes that to spread their money. The money doesn't just suddenly become like, it's not like the fishes and loaves that Jesus fed tons of people with. It's not like, you know, when the money goes to the government, it, you know, multiplies. It doesn't multiply at all. In fact, it usually gets mishandled and not utilized in the most efficient way. So like if all these people that believed that it was their job to take care of other people, like on a individual basis, did their due diligence and did such a thing, that would make a bigger impact anyways. But of course, like you said, that's not what they want to do.
Chai T says, how about everybody just keeps 100% of what they earn? Yeah, but see, therein lies the issue. People that make less money are going to be angry at that because it's not benefiting them as much, right? People that make less money, they don't want you to pay more because you make more. Okay, you got to remember this. This is very important. People that make less money, they don't want you to pay more because you make more. They want you to pay more because they fucking hate you for having more and having more opportunities and working hard. Here's the thing that people hate the most out of anything else, and this is an all-encompassing statement. It doesn't matter if you're professional. It doesn't matter how you're successful. If you're an actor, if you are a newscaster, if you're a musician, there's people that fucking hate you. Why do they hate you? Why? Because every time they see your success, all they see is a mirror. And they see themselves not doing anything. And it pisses them off. And instead of using that as inspiration, they're like, well, I'm going to tear these people down. Then they'll be where I am, doing nothing. The only person that will hate you for doing anything is someone that's doing nothing. The only person that is ever mad at you for not doing enough when you're doing something is people that are doing nothing at all. And that's how it's always worked. And it goes hand in hand with people paying taxes. They want you to pay more because they hate you because you have more. It's not because you have more money and you're living life and you're doing whatever. It's just because the fact that you are earning more money than them and you're working harder or perceived to be working harder, they hate you for it because they don't want to. They don't want to put that work in. Right. And I know that's not across the board, but you get what I'm saying. Right.
Well, then, and a lot of people just feel like they can't be successful, and they tell themselves this, and, you know, the communities they're in tell them that. And then they feel like, well, I'll never have the same opportunities as you. And then they don't even try.
Danny Box says, I feel like half of America hates me. It's scary. Well, you should probably stop feeling like that because I don't think half of America cares much, to be fair. Right. What you're a trans woman, right? We've talked about this. I think 99% of people don't really care. As long as you're cool, you're just living your life and you're cool. No one really cares. At least they didn't a couple years ago. Now, unfortunately, activists have went fucking off the deep end and convinced rural Americas and normies that they don't really care for you anymore. And it's not exactly your fault. It's the fault of activists and politicians joining with those activists and fucking everything up. Do you really think a 93-year-old woman that's an elected official cares about the rights of a trans 9-year-old? No. She's doing it because she's supposed to, because it's the Democrat way now. It's what they believe in to increase their empathetic vote like count, right? They don't care. You think a 90-year-old white lady gives a fuck about this thing that just kind of became a problem, or I guess an issue 4 years ago in the mainstream of things? No, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. But they jumped on the bandwagon. So did everyone else. Now everybody has to agree or die. And that's how liberals exist. That's a big that's a defining factor between the difference in like ideology. A conservative ideology, generally speaking, they don't always agree with each other. I've talked to Tim about this. I've talked to a lot of conservatives about this. I don't agree with a lot of conservative ideals, but people still consider me roughly like lean conservative, right? What happens if you're a liberal and you agree with every liberal point, but you don't want to give children hormones? What happens? You're a fucking Nazi now. You're a conservative. You're evil and you're a Nazi, right? And that's just how this works. Conservatives are not that way. You know what I'm saying? Conservatives generally, you know,
They want to have a conversation.
I'm pro-choice, man. I've always been pro-choice. Conservatives, when they hear that, they go, oh, interesting, cool, let's talk about it. If I say I support trans rights, like on the left, which I generally do, if they're like, well, what about, and I'm like, but caveat, I don't want children to be involved. That completely denies any other access I have. I'm done now. Does not matter what we talk about. I'm now done because I don't believe in one aspect of liberalism. Therefore, I am an evil Nazi. That's how they think. So I think less people hate you than you think, right? So anyways, thank you. I appreciate you. Matthew Fortune says, maybe instead of universal income, companies should provide in-house training so employees can move forward in the company and make more money and have more responsibility. Also, sub Camelot. Well, unfortunately, they use MIT training for everything nowadays. It's sad. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you, brother. It is very, very sad. But when I worked at GameStop, you couldn't move up. It was forbidden. You couldn't get past district manager. You couldn't even get past assistant manager until like 2011, when they got rid of the manager and training program. And that's when I became an assistant manager, because they got rid of the program. Thank God, right? But at any rate, you get what I'm saying. Thank you, Matthew. I love you. Appreciate you, brother, for your Canadian gold, boy. We're going to be live for another 6 minutes and then get the hell off here. Let me finish this video, though. It's kind of I guess it's not really a shorter show. This flew by for some weird reason. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We killed the snake, though, unexpectedly. It's because Billy showed up. I once met a trans woman at my belly job. I was so weird, but I didn't mind. I wasn't the only one that knows. But I've met several trans people in my past, and I never had an issue with anybody. As long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, brother. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's just very recently in the entire movement, very recently in this whole movement, okay, children got involved. And once children get involved, everything goes a little bit haywire, man. And there's no way back. There's no way out of it, Chair Tart. There are no trans 9 years old. There's always groomed into it. Also, I don't think C-suites, executives earns millions, employees are laid off for AI. Yeah, dude. No, I agree. There's been so many interviews with children that are like 10 or 11 years old, and they're like, how did you know that you were trans? And they were like, oh, well, my mom told me. That mom should be put in prison. For sure. The actual stats around the rarity of somebody actually having gender dysmorphia is pretty low. But somehow a lot of these weird celebrities come out and they have 4 children and all 4 of them are trans. No, they're not. You're grooming them, and you're using them as what is the phrase? Purse dogs, purse puppies. You know how like white women used to carry around puppies in their purse? That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're using their own children like that. Thank you, Chair Tart. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's finish this video before we log the hell off here.
I want your children to have well-funded schools. These are all things that Republicans don't want. You see, because if your schools were well-funded, you'd be more like me. Too smart to fall for their bullshit.
Yeah, I think she's trolling. I think she's goofing. I don't think this is real. There's no way this is real. Like, you wouldn't look into a camera and be like, I am so smart and you are fucking stupid. There's no full-grown adult with a full frontal lobe that would say that shit unironically, right? There's no way.
Well, that's also implying that people who vote Democrat are never uneducated or like from poor school systems, which we know is absolutely not true. There's
inner cities are
inner cities.
Inner cities are overwhelmingly Democrat.
Yeah, and their school systems are generally
and they're in
awful.
poverty.
Yeah. I went to like a very rural, tiny high school. And I honestly feel like I received the education I needed to continue my education in a STEM field. So,
yeah, I had a good. I mean, my school was cool.
We had AP calculus, like.
Yeah, my school was always really nice. We actually didn't talk about anything. We didn't talk about religion in my school. We didn't talk about sexuality in my school.
My sex ed was completely Christian based and about like how God doesn't want you to have sex before you're married. But that was the only caveat, right?
We didn't have that. So my sex ed class was when I was in 9th grade.
Yeah.
So I was already like 14, and it was. What they did is they tried to scare us with STDs. So they blew up like giant high quality pictures of just mutilated like vaginas and penises that had like diseases.
Yeah.
They're like, if you have sex, this is going to happen. Like they basically what they made it seem like is if you have sex, you're going to get STD no matter what. And then they were like, and you don't want to have children this early. And there was 2 girls in my class that one of them had 2 kids and one of them had a newborn. And which my school was fucked up. I remember being in 8th grade and there was like 3 girls in 8th grade who were 12 years old, all pregnant by the same guy. Yep. And he was like 27. It was wild. And he never went to jail. How the fuck did that happen? It was very weird. And he was like a creepy little 5'4", like shitty mustache guy.
Right.
It's just he got in with the group and was just bugging all these bitches. Weird.
So I hope you can afford 2 dolls? Your president doesn't seem to care how many dolls you can't afford. It's just a hoax. Just like Epstein, just like Russia, just like the 2020 election. Yeah.
If this lady is a real person that really believes these things, she's definitely single. There's no man on earth that would like to be like, because this is how she talks to people, probably unironically.
Ugh.
So all you maggots should really wake up soon. They're removing all of our rights.
Which rights?
Like what?
Snatching people off the street, disappearing them. Also, the prison industrial complex can keep making money. We're also going to start another war with Venezuela. And they're trying to sell you on it by saying that we're responsible for the Americas. The Americas first.
But she supports the war in Ukraine, though, right? Yeah. It's hard to keep things straight, right?
Yeah.
So we'll keep giving aid to countries that already have health care for their citizens. And they'll keep telling us that we don't need anything and to shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm.
Wait, is she a conservative now? I'm confused.
Yeah.
So, happy holidays, you maggots. My holidays will be fine. I selflessly voted for other people.
Yeah, she's definitely trolling.
You selfishly voted for people that get hurt, but I'm guessing you're probably feeling a lot more of the pain than I am. Are we great yet?
We need to go to her Instagram and see.
She's got it. Because anybody in the chat like confirmed that she's like 100% trolling? There's no way she's being serious. But like that's the weird thing is.
But like
she might be.
Well, yeah. So like it seems ridiculous, but like so do a ton of other reels I've seen.
Yeah.
But
they're usually like teenagers.
Find her Instagram right now.
Her Instagram civic page. Civic Sage, actually. Danny Vox says it's possible the internet makes things seem more hateful than they really are, but it's hard to definitely just ignore. No, and I know this is impossible, right? This is not really advice that's actually realistic. But as a trans woman, like you are, if you got off the internet and just turned it off and started just getting involved in your community, you probably would likely not really hear much about it anymore. You know, that's how I would suspect it would be. You might get a weird look in here and there from an old ass dude, because that's going to happen. I get weird looks from old dudes when I have my tattoos out, right? If I have a tank top on and I'm in line at Walmart, the once a year I go to Walmart, it's terrible. I have old ladies and old men like giving me fucking glares because of my sleeve on my tattoo, my sleeve on my arm, right? You're never going to get rid of that, but I highly doubt you're going to encounter the level of hate that you do on Twitter and other places.
Her Instagram page says progressive Christian Democrat cultural commenter.
So she's just everything.
Yeah.
At least she's a Christian. That's kind of nice.
Oh God, she has one on white identity.
No, we don't pull it up, please. I'll throw up. Don't do it. I can't do this right now. Oh man. Thank you, Sean. Mooley Porchers, how you doing, brother? Make sure you guys like the stream. We're 8 likes from 200. Oh my God. Get the hell on it, diggity dog on it. Give it some love, please. Where do you go if you don't go to Walmart? I go to Kroger mostly and Costco. Kroger and Costco is my main places. I go to Costco if I'm going down the road that Costco's on and I need like some bulk shit. If I only need 1 or 2 things, I'll go to Kroger. Those are the 2 places I go. Walmart's disgusting. Fuck, I hate that place. Fuck, it's gross. Always fucking people just fucking yelling at each other and arguing and fucking, I hate that place. Everybody's fucking obese for some reason. No, I never understand that. Why is everybody obese at Walmart? Aldi, baby. Yeah, well, the closest Aldi to me is like in the ghetto. And his mama cried in the ghetto. So I don't go there. Costco hot dogs are still $150. They're $250. They're $150. Oh, and a soda? No, they're $150. They're only $150. Costco hot dogs and a soda are $150, brother. Not $250. Where the hell you live? $150. Come on. Now, don't you dare say they're $250. I'll pass out. It's the only reason I get one every time I go there. $150. I haven't got one in a long time though.
I miss the Costco hot dogs.
Yeah, they're freaking delicious.
Hitler loved America. She has another reel called Hitler Loved America.
Interesting.
We could do an entire show on this woman.
You could. Yeah. I'll bookmark all her shit. We'll go after her. And not in like we're not going to go after her, but we'll watch her stuff. Yeah.
Just like her bad takes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 6 likes from 200 boys. Get the hell on it, dude. Dog on it.
I get a Diet Coke with the hot dog.
Yeah. What's up, Bat Dirt? How you doing, brother? All right, boys. We hit Naked Snake for the 551st time in a row. We are about 450 from Bikini. Bikini's coming. I promise you. It's going to happen eventually. But we hit the Naked Snake goal again on a Sunday. I wasn't planning on streaming, but then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to stream. Because like, what else am I going to do? Right? I can't like drink and eat something fun. That's what I usually do on my day off. So I'll drink a few claws, eat like some Chinese food or like some spaghetti, and that kind of suffices. But I don't have anything else going on in my life. So Nikki Wilson says, listening to Clam a lot, I feel gay, and now I have Cecil AIDS. What the fuck? Oh, is she getting in a bikini? Because I'll donate right now. Oh, she does it at the Bikini Goal. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. I thought you said eating isn't a real hobby. No, I'm not saying it's a hobby. It's just fun. Delicious. All right, boys. I'm going to do Naked Snake. Let me pick a raid path before I do that. Thank you. Make sure you guys like the stream. Get the hell on it. DD dog on it. Let's find the raid path. Fucking Chinese food, brother. I tell you what.
Oh, I miss like beef lo mein.
Yeah, dude.
Beef lo mein is so good.
Yeah, dude.
I have been eating dumplings on my diet, but I make them out of turkey by hand. They actually come out real good.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dumplings are so much better homemade, and they're so easy. You literally just like use all-purpose flour and salt, and then you pour boiling water over it to denature the all-purpose flour, and then you knead it until it's like all smooshy and nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's all for your dumpling wrappers.
All right, boys. I got my raid path picked for Melee games. 3 likes from 200. Appreciate you guys. Hell yeah. Here we go. I'm going to do Naked Snake, and then we're going to get the hell off here. Thank you guys for getting the hell on it. What's her channel? Well, I don't really remember what your channel name is. I need to put it in the description. God, he's dead as fuck.
It's Pillsbury Doho.
Sushi's dead, bro. He's dead.
I'll talk in the chat, and then you can follow it.
Yeah, you'll see her channel in the chat. But also she has an Instagram that should be in the description. If not, I'm stupid. But it's in one of the descriptions from like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I'll make it standard eventually, where Auto does it. But let's get the hell on it. DD dog on it. I appreciate you guys. You set the bikini goal too high. Nope, I did not. That's the point. Is to make it that high for a reason, right? Because she looks really, really good in a bikini. She looks like kind of over the top, right? So it's gotta be hard. We hit it once. We hit it the first day, and then we keep getting really close. But now we'll be streaming every day this week, or at least I will. And of course I'll be streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, of course. So don't miss me. But let's do some Naked Snake. Get the hell on it, DD dog on it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna have a good time doing it. Appreciate you guys so much for all the love and all the support. Let's get the hell on it, dog on it. Let's do some Naked Snake. Let's do it. Here we go, boys. It's time for Naked Snake. Let me take my jacket off. Jacket's burning me alive. Thank you, John. I'm derobing. Oh no. It's my jacket tied up in. Oh my god.
With darkness
Come on,
and
jacket.
silence through the night.
All right, here we go. Thank God. Carify, thank you, baby.
I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
You guys ready? Are you ready for the Naked Snake? Here we go, boys. Thank you, Carrie.
But you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Oh. In my time, there be nobody else. Crying, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Someday you'll go red. Someday you feed on a tree frog. It's a trial to survive. For the day.
Oh my God, can you believe it, Rob? Donna, here's my life. Can't fight, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there be nobody else. There you go, Pangea. There we go. Cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream. Snake eater. 551, boys. Hell yeah. Thank you, Chatty. Appreciate you. You reached in and you got the stripper dollars. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love and the support. I will be back tomorrow as per usual, doing the show, and we'll be hanging out, and we're going to have a good ass time. Thank you guys so much for all the love. This was a very unplanned show. I'm glad you guys hung out and we hit Naked Snake. We did it again. Make sure you guys like the stream. We're going to raid Melee Games, and I'll see you guys over there. So give it some love. Get the hell on it, DD doggone. I'll see you guys. Melee. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, everybody. Big shout out to all the boys. Billy with a bunch of pink boys. Eric Hyas, fucking Mike Melachek, long last name, Rakin and Rob. Appreciate you guys. See you guys over there. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Hell yeah.